injured Ricky Stewart with a player they finally signed after 4 years of trying. Former ACT Rugby centre Albert Fullerby, a sevens specialist.
The only difference with the Union Sevens is really the tackles, but because there's only 7 people on, there's a lot more open spaces, so hopefully everything will go well.
Brisbane won't have the chance to give its embarrassment of riches an eye-opener against a strong Canterbury team in the first match of the tournament. As the Broncos learned in last year's final, a sevens match can be all over in the flash of a speedy winger.
Chariot is going in again!
A side puts 2 tries on you to your none, then there's only 7 minutes to get that try back, so it all comes down, I think, to mistakes in defence.
Also this weekend, a chance for the fringe nations of rugby league to mix it with the best. Russia, Papua New Guinea and South Africa sending teams. Coverage on 9 at 8:30 tonight. Tim Sheridan, National 9 News.
At the SCG, New South Wales has fallen short in its attempt to...
Joins the promoters for what is a very hot field. 8 overseas countries are here this year, and that includes a team from South Africa. But the first match up tonight features Canterbury Bankstown, and quite appropriately, they play the World Rugby League champions and Paul Vorton's beloved Brisbane Broncos.
That's right, Ray, and Broncos have gone to this competition as favourites. I can't see anything but a Broncos win in this comp because they've got speed. Khan, Hancock, the main danger to them, I think, could be Balmain.
Well, there it is from Paul Vorton. Of course, returning again in 1993, Peter Sterling and the Big D, Darryl Eastlake.
Yes, Ray, some new faces and some new places, I guess. Players playing in different colours. We'll talk about that too. And the exciting sides from the Oceania area here of the Pacific, they really do play an ad-lib type of football. And Peter Sterling, ad-lib, or the unpredictability of this game is what it's all about.
Well, I think for many people, the unpredictability is the main attraction in sevens football. You look back to last year, Fiji knocked over the well-fancied Canberra team with a great display of creative ad-lib play. And I suppose the ultimate show of unpredictability is that since its inception in 1988, there's yet to be a team to win this competition twice. Sunday evening, I think we'll see another winner.
And some new faces and play in funny places.
Well, it's going to be unusual to see the likes of Mark Geyer in a Balmain jersey. Jason Martin has gone to Newcastle. But that's the way to start off a new season. Tremendous way to see these players in sevens football.
Kenny Sutcliffe, lots and lots to happen here in the next couple of days or so.
Thank you, Darryl. The action here at the stadium kicks off with the 1992 Winfield Cup holders and last year's sevens grand finalists, the Brisbane Broncos. They're about to do battle with the Canterbury Bulldogs.
Well, here they are, the Brisbane Broncos, coming down now to the Sydney Football Stadium. Of course, this was the scene of their 1992 Winfield Cup victory, and they're fielding a very strong side for the Coca-Cola World Sevens tonight. Arguably the highest paid player in the world of rugby league today. Alan Langer leads the Brisbane side out, and they're going to be very, very hard to beat, and will start a warm favourite to take out the sevens tournament of 1993. The Canterbury side is a side being tipped to do well in 1993 under coach Chris Anderson. They've chosen a reasonably young side, though Ewan McGrady and Jaron McCracken, they're both going to be looked upon for big efforts. And Darren Smith, of course, makes a welcome return to the rugby league arena. Let's have a look at this full Brisbane side. Paul Hoff comes back from a long layoff through injury. It's Hancock, O'Neill, Johns, Khan, the Walters brothers, Langer, Lazarus and Mattison. The Canterbury side, and it looks like this: Goodwin, Dallas, Smith, McCracken, Castle, Centre, McGrady, Dimmick, Jason Smith and Simon Gillies. Referee for this opening match is Kelvin Jeffs. Canterbury running from left to right in the very first match of the 1993 Coca-Cola World Rugby League Sevens. And Glenn Lazarus takes it back on the first occasion. They'll be building a foundation off Lazarus. And now this is Kerrod Walters, ridden into the ground about 35 metres out from his own line. Willie Kahn going to the right and eventually pulled down and tackled out there by Darren Smith, wearing the headgear. Jumper number 3 for Canterbury. Langer, wide ball now for Kevin Walters. Tries to step off the left foot. Pulled down by Jaron McCracken, recently returned from the St Helens club where he played the off-season. This is Mattison. And Brisbane working play up towards halfway. Langer now. 7 minutes each way. 7 players on each side. 10 players allowed. Brisbane make the mistake. Khan cleans up. Runs an arc like around the back of the Brisbane play. able to get away from young Dallas, but back to the halfway mark he comes.
And that was good defence there by Canterbury. Unfortunately, it's 6 more tackles because he was touched by the Bulldogs, but they look all right, the Bulldogs. McCracken in particular, done a couple of good things, had a very successful season with St Helens, played something like 23 games there.
Jeffs has ordered the knock-on and the scrum. About a metre on the Canterbury side of halfway. 3-man scrum. 7 minutes each way. International rules of the game other than those I've described. And here's a great break made by Luke Goodwin, the former Panther. He's away and puts it down. Oh, blistering speed off the mark. Luke Goodwin, son of the Lord Ted.
Classy piece of play there by Goodwin. Had a great year with the Penrith reserve grade side last year. In and away around Kevy Walters. And too much pace for Willie Kahn. That was surprising. Lazarus came in, but good try to the Canterbury side.
Well, apparently the reports on this lad in the trials for Canterbury recently in New Zealand were glowing. And he's got loads of talent. Drop kicks are the order of goal attempts, and that was successful for Canterbury. So they lead by 6 points to 0. Tremendous try by young Luke Goodwin. So back to the drawing board for the Broncos. Turned inside by Kerrod Walters, picking up Chris Johns, gets it back for Walters in support, turns it outside for Langer, stands and looks to offload, but the defence has got him inside the 20-metre line. Now, it's with Kevin Walters. Fades to the outside man, turns it back on the inside. Johns it is, I believe, who'll play the ball. It is. Away now from Kevin Walters, wide for Lazarus. But the big fellow is put down around the legs there by Darren Centre's tackle. Away now for Kevin Walters again. Darren Smith is all over him. Madison got a handball down for Johns. Johns is away. There's the first try for the Brisbane Broncos. 6 points to 4 now.
Nice piece of concerted pressure there by the Brisbane Broncos. When you're in that area 10 metres out and you've got tackles to spare, in this sort of football, it's always going to be a try. And Chris Johns there just stepped away from a Canterbury defender, and that's a very easy one for the Broncos.
Stand by for the attempted conversion to be taken by Alan Langer. Kicked that memorable drop goal in State of Origin. I think that was only last year. He professed, or confessed, I should say, that was his first field goal. He misses this time. And the score is 6-4 still. Flags were down. So it's Canterbury Bankstown. 6-4 in favour of Canterbury. Played by Dallas. Centre of the ground. That is Darren Centre with the ball. He back and away from... and into a hole goes Jason Smith, put down by Darren. Play on, says the referee. Apparently it was knocked down by the Broncos. Canterbury come back with the football. Jason Smith it is who plays the ball. Luke Goodwin, straight across the ground, throws the face ball. It goes to ground. Centre it is with the ball. Now it's McCracken, and he's thumped into the ground by Julian O'Neill. Away now from... well, they've got Jim Dimmick in number 10 for Canterbury, but that is not Jim Dimmick, I'll assure you of that. This is Dallas, 8 metres out from the line. Goodwin is the dummy half. Scheming, always in there, probing. McCracken, he'll go over. McCracken puts it down for Canterbury second.
Yeah, nice piece of work there by McCracken. It was Terry Madison who came over at him in defence. But Box just slips over, he falls over, dives at nothing really, and McCracken over for the try.
The attempted conversion from out on the 20-metre line. 5 metres in from touch for Luke Goodwin. Just adjusting that. Gillies is playing in jumper 10 and Dimmick is playing in jumper 8. The former Magpie is still to come on. Canterbury prepared, as you must in sevens, to throw it about. Brett Dallas, only a youngster, played some top-grade games last year. Jason Smith taking a battering before Dallas is able to reach the 30-metre line. The ground's marked out in the 10-metre grids as we come into 1993's sevens and, of course, the Challenge Cup. Kraken in 4 jump up. Dancing back in towards the 10-metre line. Referee gives the penalty to Canterbury.
Well, Brisbane putting pressure on themselves. They're not controlling the ball at all, and then the penalty. Canterbury now with the amount of possession they should score against soon.
Jason Smith able to offload. Gillies gets it inside for McCracken. He's pulled down with the half-time siren sounding. And 10 points to 4. Canterbury leading Brisbane at half-time.
Sydney, League's muscle machine all fired up. The Dewey's Challenge, 8:30 Wednesday, exclusive to win.
Points to 4. 2 tries to 1 over the sevens favourites Brisbane in the very first match of the tournament. Gillies played it, McGrady gave it, and this is Castle offloading. Dallas makes a fine run, 25, 30 metres. They're not going to catch the youngster. He's away down the left flank and puts it down for the Bulldogs.
Lovely try to the Canterbury side there. Beautiful work inside. The scorer there by Troy Castle popped a fantastic pass. Drew both the Brisbane players in and sent Dallas away on a run. Paul Hoff came over, looked like a big slug compared to Dallas. And an easy try to the Bulldogs. Bit of a shock to the system. Rams, this isn't good on the Broncos.
Especially if you've taken the shorts, Brisbane. You've gone a dirty colour of white just watching. 14 points to 4. Well, the pundit said that Canterbury would improve. I know this is sevens football. And there's plenty of water to flow under the bridge, but the Broncos are in big trouble. Restart of play. Failed to convert. 14-4 the Doggies. Big Paul Hoff. Hasn't played since Adelaide. They played St George there last year, and he leant down to pick a ball up and popped the shoulder. Oh, Langer, smothered by Darren Smith. He'll probably be playing shoulder to shoulder in Origin football in the not too distant future. Kevin Walters turns it away for Johns. They run the angles. O'Neill tries to get away from McGrady, but he pulls him down. Base over apex for O'Neill. Now with Kevin Walters, 15 out, torpedoes it. Langer brushes it on. Hoff goes over for it, and I think Brisbane take it over the line.
Oh, it's not good play for Alfie. He's done a Mick Cronin there. That's Mick's old go, just popping it on with the hand. He could have caught it, I felt, just with 2 hands. They had 2 on 1. It would have been a try.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that that's the way it was, and Canterbury get the feed. Luke Goodwin away for Darren Smith in the headgear. Oftentimes we're supplied with numbers that aren't exactly the ones they were going to wear. This is Simon Gillies in 10. Ewan McGrady at dummy half. Darren centre. Right on the 40-metre line. I don't know whether you've had a chance to analyse the gridding of the ground, Paul, but I think it's going to assist referees to get approximately back 5 metres in play the balls. That's the first thing that I'm taken by.
Yeah, I think it's super, Ray. Everyone knows it's an unwritten 10-metre rule.
Here's Goodwin, Paul, into a hole. Comes to Langer. Langer's got him. I don't know how, but he got him.
Well, he got him, and he got him high too, and Jeffs has called out Alfie for that high tackle. Goodwin's down injured. The nice
Alfie,
step there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he got him around the Gregory. But he's okay, Luke Goodwin. He's up and about. Yes, I like the 10-metre grids. I think they're good. It's a 10-metre rule now. We all know that as far as the 5-metre rule is concerned. And that'll help both players and referees.
Ewan McGrady takes the line finder for the Bulldogs. They're leading by 14 points to 4. Big start for Canterbury. Sponsored by the Hyundai people this year. Darren Smith on the 30-metre line takes the tap. Centre makes it up towards about 25 out, pulled down by Lazarus and Walters. 14-4. We're in the second half. We're counting it down. 3 minutes to go, I'd say. Darren Smith now. Canterbury really only have to play it nice and close to the chest. That was Dimmick. This is Goodwin. McGrady goes inside, finds Dimmick backing up, and he's put down by Hancock. Away now from Castle. Goodwin. Long ball. That's Jason Smith. Able to beat the tackle of Kerrod Walters. Got up, went again. Then able to get a pass away for centre. They're only about 5 metres out from the line. Can they put another try on? Brisbane, they can, yes. Canterbury go in through Darren Smith. But Canterbury leading by 18 points to 4.
Very simple try there for the Bulldogs. They played very well. Brisbane didn't leave too many mistakes in turning over possession. The marker was actually held there, Kevy Walters, but didn't matter. Referee didn't see that, and that's a great try, and that'll wrap it up for them, the Doggies.
There's 2 minutes of play remaining. And 18 points to 4. Luke Goodwin taking the attempted conversion. 20 metres out. 10 metres in from touch. Not on line this time again. So no change to 18 to 4 in favour of Canterbury over Brisbane. Well, bookmakers go back to their knob twiddling. They must have done their sums wrong somewhere. Now Julian O'Neill. Lazarus. Alan Langer coming from the field. Far side of the ground, the ball is with Khan. This is Kevin Walters. Popping it away for Julian O'Neill. To go across the ground, they use the full extremity of it. Hancock tries to brush away from McGrady. Gets it inside for O'Neill. Tries to step out of a tackle. 8 metres out from the line. Played back to Kevin Walters. Away for his brother Kerrod. Turns it inside. Picks up Madison. Now Kevin Walters. Out comes the ball. Chance for Hancock. But Kelvin Jeffs rules the ball went forward. No joy for Brisbane.
A couple of good tackles there by Ewan McGrady. He must have brushed up in his tackling practice in the off-season. A nice one there he pulled off on Mick Hancock.
Only 45 seconds of this match remaining. Canterbury have scored 4 tries to 1. Jeffs wants it again. And he wants it again. Referees must have been instructed to try and even get it in the centre in the Sevens tournament, which he expected during the Tooheys Challenge. I think the same edict has been handed down for the Sevens, just watching the way he handled those 2 scrums. This is Castle. He's going to take it to ground, and this will be the last play the ball of the opening encounter of 1993 at the Coca-Cola Sevens. It's all over. A shock result, I think you'd have to say, given the team that Brisbane fielded. Canterbury have beaten them 4 tries to 1 and 18 points to 4.
We're about to join the action in the next match on the opening night of the Coca-Cola World Sevens. The Balmain Tigers versus the Manly Sea Eagles. Here's Darryl Eastlake and Paul Vaughton.
Manly now coming down the tunnel for the first time this season in the new strip. I've heard plenty about it. Looks okay to me. Balmain coming down side by side. Laurie Nichols there in the traditional singlet and an arm guard on. He's been pretty busy in the off-season. Balmain get a big roar as they come out. The Manly card: Ridge, Iro, Hasler, Namu, Elsgood, Oljanik, Stokes, Moore, Cunningham and Roberts. And for Balmain, Sirenin, Elias, Guy for the first time in those colours, Marcella, Smith, Robertson, Davis, Sinclair, Lyons and Dumit. Kelvin Jeffs, the referee. Balmain will have first use of the ball. Well, Paddock's the first time we've seen Manly's new strip. I like it.
I think it's all right too. Big D, and I think a lot of clubs could take a leaf out of their book and look at new jumpers for marketing purposes and brighten up the game.
So Balmain now start in fine style, throwing the ball around, no doubt about that. Look at Sirenen. Twice he's handled the ball and twice he's made plenty of territory. Elias flicks it out. Goes on to Gaia. Gaia looks so strange in those colours, I've got to say that too. Lions now. Wrapped up though. So Manly's defence holds well. Balmain prepared to throw it around. There's no doubt about that, but that's Gaia looks strange. Yes. Balmain colours. No doubt about how you get used to seeing a player in a certain jumper.
The Mark guys this year is all about getting his rugby league career back on track. He's a fantastic player, puts the fear of God into many players in the opposition, and let's hope he has a good year.
Towering man. Ridge now for Manly. Sees a little gap, flicks it out. Can't be taken by Davis there, but they keep it alive, and that's what it's all about. Now they start to wind up Manly with a bit of space to move for Iro. Big, strong, plenty tough as Iro. Manly. Marcella. It was Namu, I'm sorry.
Well, there's been a high tackle there on, looks like Frankie Stokes.
It's a look on Mark Guy's face.
Just for a change, in trouble with the referee. It's only early, and get that out of his system. He looks very fit.
He does look very fit, doesn't he? He's trimmed down a lot. Matthew Ridge will take the line finder for Manly. Good kick too, gives him good attacking room here, just inside the 22. Up they come. Roberts to play it back. Hasler. They take it out the other way. Can't be handled. O'Sirinan comes in very quickly. Iro will play it back for Roberts. Manly, you really need to convert points when you're in this part of the ground. Ridge tries to kick through the first line of defence and can't do so. Namu fires one out for Hasler. Hasler steps, comes in back inside for Roberts. It's touched by Balmain. Away they go. Balmain this time for Robinson. Referee pulls it up.
Knocked down by the Tigers, and there's no way the referee was going to let that go, but Manly, they've had all the possession, still yet to put a try on the board. Desi Hazza packing in at hooker there in his testimonial year this year with the Manly Eagles, his 10th year of service to them.
Scrum collapses. Fight for the ball. Will be a take a pill. Sirenen giving plenty of orders. Elias comes in for one of his little runs around the ruck. Does it so well in all forms of football. Balmain still in their own half, nice and deep. Gaia flicks one back now for Elias. Elias stepping, tries to link up with Sirenen, and now he does. Long flatter out for Smith. Smith got it on to Davis. Davis now with the ball. Finds a little gap too, still going. What a great run from Davis, a bit of muscle. Oh, a bit of huff and puff from him. Gaia takes the ball, stands up, waves his hand like a big traffic cop. So who wants it? Back for Davis. Davis gets it on to Sirenen. They're not going too far forward. Siro says now time to put the accelerator down. Now Smith winding up with the defence from Roberts. Too good. Balmain still going hard though. Gaia stands tall. Elias with a little dummy. No one buys it though. Only a couple of metres out. They must score from here surely. Gaia flicks one out for Robinson. They turn it back and no, Robinson's still going. I think he went too far. Now he flicks it back. Gaia can't take it. Iro picks it up. A long floater. Up for Namu.
Well, Balmain had the chance then. I thought that Robinson took the wrong option, had the player inside. If he gives it, it would have been a try. But Paul Davis showed some amazing pace and skills before. He's an unlikely looking footballer. He's a bit pudgy around the old lummox, but he goes pretty good.
He doesn't look the business, but he sort of knows how to do it. Hasler trying to kick out of one. Great athlete is Hasler. Now they wind up. Manly down the sideline. Switches it back inside. Chance here for the Sea Eagles. They must go in. Yes, sir, they're in. No doubt about that. Elsgood, Barry Elsgood scores for Manly.
Nice work by Frank Stokes, who made the break. And it was Clint Robinson who came over and covered a fence, but 2-on-1 always going to be a try on Elsgood. He's one of the bright young hopes this year at the Manly club. Plenty of pace. and they're very easy for him under the sticks.
And the place to score it with only 1:47 on the clock. The kick is good from Ridge. So Manly 6 over Balmain, yet to score. Balmain restarts Sirenin again early to get into action. He wants to touch the ball as much as possible, the big fella. Wire slam down. Away Balmain go again. Look at this. No one. Oh, Desi has the try. Oh, dear me. Tried. He come from nowhere. But Lyons goes in for the Tigers.
Oh, that's what you call a steal. He stole base there. Down the blind side. There's no one there. Saw that. And Lyons plenty of pace. A former State of Origin player. I thought Desi had him covered. The dive was in vain. And now the Tigers hit back.
Well, Frankie's tell about that. Hasler, did you see him come out of nowhere? Just missed it. So the scoreline now, Manly 6, Balmain 4. Dances around, he gets it to Hasler. Now on to Ridge. Ridge holds it up, almost gets through the gap. Lovely pass back though. He's playing really well. Frank Stokes handling the ball, but Sirenin wrapped him up. Ridge goes back to acting half. He gets it back to Hasler. Hasler now fires one out for Roberts. Roberts looks to go across the ground to link up. Now he does with Iro. Iro brought down centre field. He gets it back to Hasler. Hasler starts to dance around. Gets it on to Roberts. Roberts standing there, almost gets through a gap. Now he looks for the support. Gets it too. Back it comes again. Hasler. Sirens is gone, so we'll see what happens. The chip kicked in the air. The big follows through. Plenty there, but Smith will get to it, I think. Let's have a look there.
To try, he's given it. Or did he? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Waved it away.
So there's the kick. It wasn't a bad kick either, and good following through from Manly. Smith just getting there. Score, Manly 6, Balmain 4. Manly 6 over Balmain 4. Been a good match this ball, hasn't it? I mean, both sides have made some nice clean breaks, and defence has been, well, really tough on from both teams.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's what the Sevens comp is all about, entertainment for the crowd. I think the players enjoy themselves as well.
Sirenin really keen to show for Balmain. I've never seen him this eager early in the season. He really wants to get everywhere, to tackle, to handle the ball.
And he's looking at being made the Balmain captain. Alan Jones hasn't made a decision on that yet. He's resting it between Sirenin and Elias, and I know he'd like the job.
Again, Manly look dangerous. Namu, I'm pretty impressed with him. He seems to want to grab the ball as much as he can.
Played mainly under 21s last year, but has got a lot of ability, especially in his passing game. As away he goes now down the right-hand side.
Namu wrapped up though. Ridge will come in and dummy half. Hasler. Fantastic player, Hasler. What a great player he's been for Manly over the years, and for Australia, and for New South Wales. Iro now fires one out again. Here they go, Manly, as they raid away. They'll get there, I think. Yes, sir. Oh, no doubt about it. Els could be for number 2 for him. He's having a big night here at the stadium. What's this?
You're right there, Daryl. Yeah, he's very, very quick. And Clint Robinson's no slouch, but he couldn't catch him. And Ellsgood, he could be playing his way into a first-grade jumper for the Eagles this year.
Oh, he's got some pace. Ellsgood. 2 good ones. 2 convincing tries from him for the Sea Eagles tonight.
Oh.
Difficult attempt right from the junction of the 20-metre line, 10 metres in. So the score now, Manly 10, Balmain 4. Where are your feelings these days, Fatty? Brisbane, of course, are in this competition, and Manly too.
I still love the Eagles, but the Broncos have really caught my attention with the way they play the game.
Mark Geyer, the new Tiger. Smith at acting half, inside on the 40-metre line out. In their line. Looking at the new grids here at the Sydney Football Stadium, something you'll see for the season of 93. That's a pretty good idea. Smith links up, turns it back inside to Robinson. Robinson claps on the pace. Still going, Robinson. Oh, good run from him. Sirenin now looking for the ball. The big man powers on him. Oh, I think it's there. Oh, Sirenin's there. What a beautiful run. He
try to Sarah. He left a couple in his wake. It's not state of origin yet, Darryl. Settle down, son. What's doing? That's got him back into the game. Desi front on. Roberts couldn't contain him either. Thought there might have been a double movement there, but his elbow, he kept it up in the air, so that's a fair try.
Tell you what, he stood back and wanted that from the word go. He's clapping for it, Sirenham. We said he's eager this year. Boy, oh boy, is he. Paved away the kick. Score now, Manly 10. Balmain 8. 3:50 on the clock. Sirenham's gone for the oxygen, or has he just got maybe a cramp? Conditions pretty steamy. Matthew Ridge kicks out of one. Manly's chance to fight back. Ridge going, I think he'll get there. Yes, sir. Manly come back the only way you can. In the seventh competition, let's score a try. Nice. It's all happening here.
And Tate hasn't put the ball down yet. There it goes. The Balmain players had to make him force it, but simple one-on-one defence, and Ridge showed a lot of pace there to burst through that tackle. Showed the ball, and Mark Guy was the man who missed him. I'm not going to blame him, too big to do that. But Ridge went away, and it was a nice try. Could wrap the game up for the Eagles.
Wasting time here too by forcing the ball the way he did. There's the kick, successful now. So Manly 14, Balmain 8. And they're all got their hands in the air looking for some air and replacement. Being played at a good pace this one. 2:51 on the clock. Balmain's turn to come back. Seller will play it back for Elias. Geyer. Haslett trying to get the ball but can't get to that. Geyer down. Elias spins out of that customary roll we know from dummy half. Marcella. Balmain back inside, they turn it. Elias now gets it to Geyer. Geyer gets it on to Smith. Out for Davis. Davis, he doesn't look like he can go, but he can certainly run. And Balmain just need to run that couple of metres more to put some points on the board. Here they go, yes sir! Is that Robinson, I think? Oh, what a great game this has been.
Yeah, Clint Robinson over for the try. Once again, it's a nice work there from Davis. Very, very skillful player. And he spotted that they were short on the left-hand side, Manly, and the Tigers back into it.
Kick off the upright.
And over.
Oh, the beauty. It's hit the upright and bounced inside. So only two the difference. 16-14, Coach Alan Jones. 1:21 on the clock and only two in this match. Manly hanging on by 2. They have the ball at the moment. Well, that gives them the advantage.
Yeah, Balmain got to try and get this ball back and then do something from there, but it's imperative they get the pill.
Roberts has been strong. He's been all over the place too for Manly. Olsbeck now. They fire it out to Stokes. He gets it on to Roberts. The big man starts to stride down here at Broome. He puts the shoulder down. He might go all the way. Oh, yes, he does, Roberts. Put the shoulder down, went the other 3 metres and goes in and wraps it up for Manly. Manly 20, Balmain 14.
Nice try to end, Roberts. Doesn't find himself out in the open very often, but had enough pace to get away. The nice bump and grind at the end there. Left one in his wake. And over he goes. Well, I'd only just said that he'd had a great game in defence. He'd been running around and sort of getting involved in all of the extra man, trying to get with the extra man. And now he scores a try. So fantastic game from Ian Roberts for Manly, first out here in the Coca-Cola Sevens at the Sydney Football Stadium. The kick unsuccessful. 7 seconds left on the clock. That'll be it. Manly 20. Balmain 14, but Sirenham now puts his boot to the ball. Siren's gone. Stokes will clean it up. Takes the tackle. Scoreline, Manly 20, defeating Balmain 14.
Welcome back. Electrifying action and tries aplenty. Opening night of the Coca-Cola World Sevens. Stand by for more as those great rivals St George and Parramatta open their campaigns. To call the action, here's Ray Warren and Peter Sterling.
Here they come, the St George Dragons. in preparation for their match against Parramatta. And of course they made the same entry to this stadium for the grand final in 1992, going down to Brisbane. And of course I'd chosen two for the Sevens of 93. And Parramatta, they've chosen a very slick side. The team they've chosen has got plenty of pace there, as a matter of fact. Frankovic, Ericsson, Butner, Bottolo, Odin Ryan, Speechley, Galbraith, he's the new captain, Dunn, Kenny and Blair. The Saints, Walker, Donnelly, Hardy, Mackay, Walford, Blake, Goldthorpe, Priddle, Goulet and Turf. Graham Annesley's got the whistle for this one. Brad Mackay placing the ball for kickoff. I think overall, Peter Sterling, one must say that the clubs appear to have put more of their high-profile players into the 93 Coca-Cola Sevens. That has been the case.
Yes, that would be the case, Ray. You look out there at this particular game, a tremendous blend of experience, speed, youth, probably the best side that both teams could field, considering injuries at this stage of the year. Brett Kenny was in some doubt going into this game, but they've deemed it important enough for him to take the field out there. Michael Ericsson takes the ball forward for the Ords.
25 out from his own line. Kenny is in the number 9 jumper, handing it off for Paul Dunn. Easily the biggest off-season purchase for Parramatta. From Canterbury to Penrith to Parramatta. Michael Ericsson. He's a cute nickname of Sparrow. I don't know where they got it from.
He's not quite the Crow, Ray.
He certainly is not quite the Crow, and that's how it eventuated. Kenny takes play down to the 40-metre line. Brad Mackay wrapped him up. Dunn's the dummy half. Put to the boot by Speechley. Taken in a head-eye tackle with Speechley. It'll be recalled, I feel.
It's a try to Galbraith.
He's given Galbraith the try, but they will go back to that, I think.
Well, that was, I think you find it was Tony Priddle who has taken Michael Speechley out of play. Here we see, there's the kick, it's late, it's high. Great chase from Galbraith, as Ray pointed out, the new captain of this Parramatta team, showed good speed to beat, I think it's Hardy on top. And here it is from front on, there's the kick. Well, it's high, he's put himself in a position to be penalised and dealt with.
Attempted conversion now, the Galbraith try by Michael Butner. It's wide. Parramatta leads St George by 4 points to 0. 5.5 minutes of the first half remaining.
The worst thing for Parramatta fans is Brett Kenny on the wing for Parramatta, feeling the left shoulder, rolling it over. Doesn't look at all confident out there. I think they will make a change fairly quickly. As St George now look to hit back the blind side. Priddle tackled 40 metres out.
Wrapped up by Paul Dunn. Mackay at dummy half. This is Goulet. Who will ever forget that magic pass that he got away in the grand final. Now Phil Blake puts it on the boot. Looks for the outside man. It'll find the touch line. Walford was coming quickly in number 5.
And if it didn't find the touch line, it was a try to St George. Kick in behind the line there. The Parramatta players didn't react that well. Phil Blake, who's been a man of the match in this series, I'm sorry, for South Sydney way back in 1988, looking to have the same kind of impact. That kick was really very well weighted.
Galbraith securing the ball after Parramatta win the scrum. Bartolo going to make the point that St George, they boast 3 very good players, I would imagine, for this type of game. Andrew Walker being one, Phil Blake the other, and Noel Goldthorpe. They'd be very suited to Sevens football. Penalty goes to St George.
Yeah, very dumb pass there from Cameron Blair. Threw it to Michael Ericsson, who was in an offside position. George taking the quick tap, a very good attacking opportunity. 6 plays, only 30 metres out.
Mackay tries to step inside, stands in the tackle. Goulet now punches the ball inside the 20-metre zone. 15 out. Mackay is playing close to the ball, so is Priddle. Now they're 10 metres away. Goldthorpe's with it. Holds it back, draws the defence, finds Blake. He runs the angle, turns it inside with the flick pass. Donnelly looks for the line. Plays quickly back to Goldthorpe. Now it's away for Goulet. Holds it back. Mackay goes under the black dot. St George get their first try and 4 points all. And a sitter of a conversion coming up.
There's good work there. Goldthorpe coming out of the dummy half area. Held the ball back a touch of forward pass there. The referee has awarded it. There we see. There been a touch forward, but Mackay in the right spot to score the try.
6 points to 4 in favour of St George then, with the conversion successful.
That certainly shows, Ray, that you can't afford to give away possession early in the tackle count. Cameron Blair throwing a forward pass, only second or third tackle. Good Winfield Cup teams will make you pay the full penalty there, as St George did. Michael Butner away down the right-hand side. Jason Donnelly cleans him up fairly easily.
25 metres out from the St George line. Here's Ericsson, full head of steam, and behind the uprights puts it down.
Well, Sydney Heads just opened up there. Paul Dunn, a lovely little ball. And Michael Ericsson, he's a big man, got plenty of speed. I think he's a representative player. Got an enormous rap on this kid. A lot of injuries early on in this career at Parramatta. He's got all the attributes. It's a very well-taken try.
Michael Butner from right in front. He gets the extras for the Eels. So Parramatta leads St George now by 10 points to 6. Two great combatants down through the years. In fact, it was against St George that Parramatta played their very first match on the new Parramatta Stadium. They've had some great duels, these two clubs. Noel Goldthorpe is playing the ball now.
This one is shaping up as another duel between the two as Goulet brushes off a couple of defenders straight up the middle. Just over a minute left on the clock.
This is Jeff Hardy. Comes over the 22, puts Goldthorpe down to the 10. Oh, what a great pass! Walker gets the pass for Goulet. Goulet goes in to score. Brilliant try by the Dragons.
He's keeping the ball alive, the Dragons. They did it in style. Big Goulet. Ray's pointed out they've got some players very well suited at sevens football. He's certainly one of them. Jeff Hardy, the short ball to Goldthorpe. He beat 2 or 3 defenders. Walker looked as though he would score. Some defence came across. Finally, 2 or 3 players left out wide, and Goulet was the man that scored. And there's the successful conversion attempt.
Come back now to the halfway mark. 12 points to 10 in favour of St George. Odin Ryan was the man that started it. This is Dunn, who's got it now. Donnelly and Hardy wrapping. Cameron Blair gets the call from Galbraith, carries the ball inside 40. Odin Ryan goes down the flank, but he's pulled down 30 out.
Only a couple of plays left, 15 seconds on the clock. Galbraith looking to go back to Odin Ryan's wing once again, looking to get him involved.
This is Paul Dunn. Taken by Priddle, flung to the ground. Landed awkwardly, Dunn across the leg there of Priddle. Blair away for Butner. Now it's Speechley. Now it's Odin Ryan. There's the siren as the play goes to ground. And a most exciting half of football. Saints leading Para by 12 points to 10.
When it comes to overpowering the opposition, Ranger Gill and I have a lot in common.
Ranger Gill are the dealers for case construction equipment, including the Uniloader models. Both machines are available with a wide range of attachments. This is Australia's most popular backhoe, the Model 580K, complete with case user plan. Ranger Gill, case sales, service and parts.
Ranger Gill, 32 years servicing, southern New South Wales.
Between St George and Parramatta about to get underway. St George leading by 2 points in this first round match of the 1993 Coca-Cola Sevens. Donnelly it is for St George, wrapped up by Paul Dunn and Cameron Blair. Mackay, grasped by Speechley, one of the purchases for Parramatta this year. Hardy. From Goulet to Mackay. Blake drops it onto the right foot, goes after it, gets another kick on it. Walker comes in support. They take it ahead. I'll tell you what, some of the soccer internationals will be proud of them. Walker gets it inside the 10. They go for the line. Donnelly puts it down. Oh boy, what a try. What a try for the Dragons.
There's some good skills there, keeping the ball on the foot. 16-10, St George extend their lead. A little kick in behind by Phil Blake kept it alive. Plenty of speed shown here by Andrew Walker. Some good defence from Michael Buettner coming across. But Jason Donnelly did very well to link up here out wide and cross for the try and then improve the position.
Now the attempted conversion that comes away to the right for Andrew Walker. So St George lead Parramatta by 16-10. Brett Kenny with the shoulder under ice at the moment. We go into the next sector of play, 5.5 remaining. Blair using Speechley, turning it back for the dummy half, or in fact the man that played the ball. He stayed alive. Now Blair's with the ball. Ericsson, left for Dunn. Further for Speechley. Gets the head down, tries to duck under them. Pulled down by Goulet. Krankovic now, 15 away from the line.
That's a wasted tackle. They're very bunched, the Parramatta side. They'll need to get some more width out there. They've gone wide now. They really haven't created anything. Michael Buettner, man on man, keeping the ball alive. That'll go into touch. Galbraith cleans up. St George knock on. Interesting to see the decision here.
Well, he'll rule, I think, Peter, knock-ons against both, and he'll give the feed to St George, with Parramatta coming up with the original breach.
That's an ordinary set of 6 there from Parramatta. Really didn't create anything. Have given the ball away now. St George leading by 6. They're looking to put this game out of reach.
Phil Blake. Saints, 16 points to 10. 4.25 minutes to go. Goldthorpe.
He's been a good signing for the St George team, hasn't he? Noel Goldthorpe went there, played very well in his first year after leaving Western Suburbs, and he's been very impressive out here in the Sevens football to start with. Directing play, getting involved.
Now Big Goulet. Very quick passing. Mark that down. Blake's pass was a corker. Look at Big Hardy go. Hardy's running away from them. Krankovic, he's coming at him, but Hardy scores. Oh, great run by the forward.
Yes, Jeff Hardy, not a noted speedster. Found that he had Cameron Blair coming across in cover defence, also not a noted speedster. It was only late that Krankovic realised that Blair wasn't going to pick him up. Some good work here from the inside man. Goulet taking the defence on, drew a couple of defenders, one over the top there, found Jeff Hardy, and he ran away from Cameron Blair. Danny Krankovic doing his best in coming across. Does come up with the tackle, but the momentum takes Hardy across.
Big effort by Jeff Hardy. Goldthorpe with the attempt, but it's wide. And 20 points to 10 in favour of the Dragons over the Eels.
There we see Jeff Hardy with determination on the face. Had a marvellous year for St George last season. And a well-earned try. All of it to do now for Parramatta. Attacking one side. Paul Dunn picking up Michael Speechley. But again, the Parramatta side still too bunched.
Galbraith. Done inside for Ericsson. Seem to be turning it back into the middle, Parramatta, and that's probably playing into the hands of St George. This is Krankovic. When I say that, the big men, Priddle and Goulet, they've got that middle pretty well blocked up. And Parramatta is taking the play back to them. Krankovic. Handoff now for Bartolo. Buettner. Chance here for the Eels. Big Paul Dunn. He gets a try.
A very good ball there. Michael Speechley getting out of the dummy half position. Picked up Paul Dunn out on the wing. Probably all too much too late. A lovely ball there. Found Ricky Walford coming in defence, and Dunn was able to ground the ball. Nice torpedo pass, the fend, and there's the touchdown.
There's the attempted conversion from Michael Buettner. It's wide, so we're not having much luck with our drop kicking tonight at the Coca-Cola Sevens. St George 20, Parramatta 14. 1 3/4 minutes of time remaining. This is Donnelly, Goulet. Saints will try and shut it down as much as they can. Mackay, just safe plays. They've just got to eat up a little bit of time. Goldthorpe shows it, goes himself, left foot kick, off the hands of Dunn, should be 6 more. It is. Now, away Brittle for Walker. Mackay runs off his right hip, throws the long ball. Walford's away for the corner. Walford picks up a try, puts it down, and that's the ball game.
Very difficult to hold teams out when they get another set of 6. Goldthorpe putting the kick through, found a Parramatta player. 6 again. Good work from Walker and great work from Mackay coming from behind the man. Ran straight into a hole. Michael Butner was half committed, which meant that Walford was able to get outside him. But very good work from Brad Mackay, who's again been very impressive tonight.
24-14. Young Andrew Walker's attempt at conversion is unsuccessful. There's only 30 seconds of the match remaining. 5 tries to 3 then in favour of St George, and unlikely that we'll see another touchdown in this first round match. Crowd quite good here tonight. It's incredible how rural in stature. There's virtually nobody here, and then all of a sudden about 7,000. A bold play by Parramatta. It didn't quite come off as we see the clock go down inside the last 10.
Yes, again, one of those instances, if the kick had been just that bit better weighted, it was a try. Hayden Ryan showing tremendous speed from the halfway mark, got around his man. The ball just running over the dead ball line as the whistle finally blows.
So an exciting effort there by St George. They're going to be in this Coca-Cola Sevens tournament right up to their ears. 24-14 they've defeated the Eels. This was the replay of Parramatta desperately trying to get a converted try in the dying seconds. And the fastest man in rugby league, Leaping Lee Odenryan. Even that ball was too fast for him.
The Newcastle Knights ended Western Suburbs' 1992 campaign with a crushing semi-final victory here at the stadium. But Sevens football is a different game, and the Magpies have revenge in mind as they take on the Knights in the next game.
This match coming up now is between the Western Suburbs Magpies. They're led out by Paul Langmack, and their opponents, former winner of the Sevens, Newcastle, in 1991. Western Suburbs using a couple of their under-21s from their successful grand final last year. And have a look at the new Newcastle strip. It's quite extravagant. It looks very much like the French national jumper. As Michael Hagan takes them out onto the stadium, let's have a look at Newcastle's team. Godden, O'Davis, Brunker, Hagan, Sargent, Martin, Glanville, McCormick, Boyd and Harrigan. Western Suburbs, there's those 2 youngsters at the top of the list, Carney and Mesher, Liddon, Simons, Hill, Willis, Bell, Jorgalis, Bickneris, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's the rugby player from Parramatta, gone to Western, Paul Langmack. Referee for this one, Bill Harrigan. Western Suburbs from left to right. Crowd figures up around 18,750 for tonight.
Tremendous crowd there. A lot of people would have come down from Newcastle's game tonight too. They always have good support, the Novo Castrians. Very colourful looking outfit, Ray, but they again haven't done us any favours with the numbering on the back. Very difficult to read the numbers there. That's McCormack scooting out of dummy half. I think they'll be very difficult to beat in this competition, the Newcastle side.
Glanville gets out from dummy half. Hagan holds up the pass, takes the tackle. Put down jointly by Jorgalis and Terry Hill. Now trying to make the bust was Glanville. Jason Martin follows him through, takes it to the 50-metre line. Robbie McCormick into dummy half. There are plenty of playmakers in this side, Newcastle. Hagan drops it on the boot. A bad bounce. Newcastle pick it up. Robbie O'Davis loses the ball, and Western Suburbs come back with it. Oh, gee, that was a very close shave for the Western Suburbs side.
Yeah, some marvellous defence there from Wayne Simons. The ball stood him up when the kick was put through, but he was able to come up on a with a try-saving tackle. Did remarkably well to react.
Western Suburbs, they make the mistake. Simons it is who has to dive back upon it. They're only 5 metres out from their own line. Willis comes away, 10 metres out now. No score in this clash. And the third team in this pool with Western Suburbs and Newcastle is Port Moresby. Langmack gets a beautiful ball over to Terry Hill. He's got 50, 40, 30 to go. Terry Hill running away from Newcastle, and he puts it down. First points to the Magpies.
very intelligent play as the Western Suburbs fan. Pretty happy with that one. Terry Hill, an easy run to the line, but the work was done on the inside. There's the two defenders brought in from Newcastle. Paul Langmack able to get a very good ball onto the chest of Terry Hill. And then too much pace there for Adrian Brunker coming across. Scores under the posts. A big start for Western Suburbs with the conversion attempt right in front of the posts and successful. 6 points to 0, Western Suburbs.
Glanville, first of the Newcastle players to take it back. They've got the catching up to do. That was a little bit fortuitous for them. Came down for Brad Godden. I don't think he was meant for it. Now McCormack up towards the 20-metre line. Away now goes Godden. Godden inside the 10, pulled down 5 metres away. And away with the successful World Cup side to England, young Brad Godden. Here's a penalty, goes to Newcastle. Hagan takes the tap. Were West back the required margin? It doesn't matter because McCormack has gone through and planted the ball under the uprights.
This Western Suburbs giving away a penalty, one of their markers offside. And very difficult to keep teams out when they've got a lot of tackles on you in your own 22. Robbie McCormack showed good strength, scored under the posts.
6 points to 4 in favour of West. Sorry, Pete.
Say Newcastle hit back, conversion attempt successful. Just 6 points all. Very good game of football out here between these two teams.
That's young Carney taking the tap. Langmack does a hit and spin. Carney it is. Or is it Georgalis? It's Georgalis in 8. Now, this is Simons. Now Georgalis, back and across from Mesha. Langmack looks for another hit and spin run round, but nobody wanting it. Now Simons. This man is Mesha. Now it's Georgalis. Cracked to the ground there by Jason Martin.
Great tackle by Jason Martin. Moved home. He's gone back to the Newcastle area after spending most of his career at North Sydney.
Mark Bell, the leading try scorers last year in the Winfield Cup. Langmack spreads the ball. Georgalis getting involved. This is Willis. Looks to get it inside but can't. Martin underneath made a good tackle. McCormack came over the top. Now it's Georgalis inside the 20. They're 15 out. The ball goes loose. Good tackle there by Robbie McCormack. Coming up with the ball is young Mesha. Played back and away goes Willis.
Another set of 6 here really make it almost impossible to hold Western Suburbs out here. Even though the slow play of the ball there has allowed Newcastle to get their defence organised. Only 2 metres out.
Georgalis plays it back away from Mesha. Langmack runs the angle, tries to promote the winger out wide, but it went forward. Called back by the referee, Bill Harrigan.
Langmack saw that they did have an overlap on the blind side there, but the pass just floated forward. The referee in very good position. Well taken there by Wayne Simons, who scrambled across. That is a let-off for Newcastle. We go into the final minute and a half of this first half of football.
Jason Martin beating the scrum, playing with his new side. Sydney Bear formerly. And, of course, there's a lot of discussion in rugby league as to how this Newcastle team will eventually take the park. Rodwell and Martin, what happens to Hagan? Now the big fella, Harrigan, takes it down towards the halfway. McCormack turns it up for Hagan. Flicks it out the back, finds Harrigan. Hagan again. Looking to turn it inside, finds it outside for Martin. Martin gets it away for Brunker. Brunker gets inside the 20, one to beat, steps in, stands him up and puts it down. Brunker goes in for Newcastle.
And had plenty of work to do to get the ball over the line. The State of Origin representative last year for Queensland showed great evasion here, stepping out of 2 tackles. There's Mark Bell, the final man beaten. Great try there for Newcastle. And really Adrian Brunker, after being put in a little bit of space, did it all himself. Now
the attempted conversion, that's the angle that Adrian Brunker has got, but it's way off line. And no change to that scoreline. 10-6 in favour of the Knights over the Magpies.
You'd think that Western Suburbs would nearly have to kick the football straight away here. This will be the last play of the first half.
Terry Hill is swamped and swarmed over by the Newcastle side, so there's nothing happening for the Magpies right now, with the half-time siren having sounded. At the break, Newcastle leads Western Suburbs 10 points to 6.
Well, Newcastle, Ray Warren and Peter Sterling.
Second half of the match between Newcastle and Wests. Newcastle leading the Magpies by 1 try. Adrian Brunker gets us away into the second half.
The Knights have opted to go with their little men to start this second half. McCormack, Jason Martin, those players out. There's Western Suburbs attack straight away, and there's a mistake early on. Darren Willis taken into touch, second tackle, only 30 metres out. A big plus there for the Newcastle side, getting football so early in the second stanza. And having Harrigan and Sargent on the bench rate come on.
That number 1 player for West is young Stephen Carney. He's a mountain of a lad. Played in the Western Suburbs Grand Final 21s last year. Newcastle can be expected to score a try here on this set of 6. That'll be rubbing the salt into injury for Western Suburbs. There's a knock on, is there? No, it came off the foot. Godden goes ahead for the second time on this play. 4 metres out from the line.
Hagan fanning his players left. It's come right instead. Some good defence there.
Glanville able to brush away from Mesha. Pulled down now by Jogalis. 7 or 8 metres out from the line. Godden looks to get it away. Does well. Glanville tries to stand them up. Taken by Terry Hill and pushed to the ground by young Carney. Now it's McCormack. This is Hagan. Gets away from Jogalis. Runs into traffic. And Carney pulls him down. Well, they're using up the tackles here, Newcastle. Now Boyd toes it through. Bell puts it down. Newcastle comes back with 6 more. Played there by Martin. Taps it ahead. Puts it over the line. And referee Harrigan gives the try.
It's a fine line out there. Mark Bell really should have taken that ball when it was kicked through by the Newcastle team on the last tackle. Unfortunately for him, Jason Martin came up with the football, had no marker, and was able to score the try. Bell should have done a better job on that. There's Martin tackled. Let's have a look. Did he have a marker here at all? No, he didn't.
Brunker from way out on the sideline. And again, right across the face of the upright. So the kicking has left a bit to be desired on the opening night. But Newcastle leading by 3 tries to 1 and 14 points to 6 now. Midway through the second half. Played by Jogalis. This is Carney. Taking it back into the play the ball area. The ball goes loose, scooped away by Hill, but Harrigan calls the halt, and he's going to put a scrum down.
They're cutting their own throats, the Western Suburbs team, making mistakes early in the tackle count. Sevens football is about keeping the ball alive, but you have to be really certain that the pass was on to let it go. Carney came up with a mistake there. Again, giving possession to Newcastle, only 40 metres out from their own line, and with that cushion of an 8-point lead.
Newcastle winning it. Martin crunched in defence by Jogalis. He's been prominent for Western Suburbs. Brunker now. This is Godden. 40 metres out from their own line. McCormack, Harrigan. Pulled down by young Carney around the bootlaces. McCormack takes it back to the centre. Tries to carry it on himself. Pulled down jointly by Mesha and Hill. 5 gone now for Newcastle. This is Glanville. That's the turnover, so that's a bad mistake really to be made by Newcastle.
It's very unusual to see a turnover in this game. I don't think Glanville realised it was the 5th. That's a poor piece of play by him, but they didn't even get the football kicked down as a great made here by Western Suburbs. Darren Willis will score.
Yes, he's gone straight down the left touchline. working off the mistake, and Western Suburbs back to 14 points to 10 down.
As you pointed out, Ray, that turnover really gave Western Suburbs the football without much work. You'd have thought Newcastle would have kicked the football down to the far end of the field. As it turned out, Willis was able to be put into clear space by his inside men. Really important try, that one, with 2.5 minutes to go. They are within touch now of the leaders.
Terry Hill. The game's controversial figures, takes the attempted goal, but it doesn't rise very much off the turf at all, and 14-10 remains the score. The Knights leading the Maggies with 2.25 minutes of time to go.
It's Mark Sargent on for Newcastle now, Ray. We're looking for him to take the ball forward, make the good hard yards. Don't really need to score again.
See that Sargent's wearing jumper number 5. I doubt that he'll wear that jumper too many times in rugby league. Here he is now. Blood coming from a cut above the left eye, and now Harrigan's put him in the blood bin. And Mark Bell also is leaving out of that bottom part of the screen. He's got blood coming from a cut above the left eye. So there goes the Sargent. Sargent and Bell both sent to the blood bin. And we come back with David Boyd to play the ball 20 metres out from the Western Suburbs line. Glanville. McCormack, the run around with Hagan. Hagan dummies and looks to go up the middle. He's right in front of the uprights, 10 metres out. They've got a chance to really seal this game right here. Glanville floats it over the top. Bad pass. Gave Robbie O'Davis no chance at all, or Brad Godden it was. Scrum 10 metres out. Timeout called by Harrigan. I think it's another case of blood bin. No, it's simply the case of regathering the ball. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in this game. Wests trailing by 4. Got about 80 metres of the ground to get over if they're going to make it. This is Liddon.
We've already seen them score 2 tries from a fair distance out. Terry Hill scored the first one. They've got enough speed men out there. They've just got to keep the ball alive, which they're doing now.
Jagalis with the ball, standing, looking to offload. Took the desperation measure, which he probably had to. And McCormack comes up with it for the Knights. Brunker takes a simple play out. Vic Neris is the blonde-headed player that made the tackle, and again makes the tackle. Formerly from Parramatta Rugby Union, the 2 Blues. Hagan. Head-geared player is Boyd for Newcastle.
Yes, we'll see nothing here. Oh, well, that's a good play from Western Suburbs. They had to do that with 15 seconds to go. Glanville into open spaces now.
And Jason Martin takes it all the way. Puts the icing on the cake for Newcastle and puts the final score on the board. Bar the conversion attempt, which is still to come. 18 points to 10, the Knights defeating the Magpies, but there is this attempt at conversion to come.
The Western Suburbs had to try that. Paul Langmack breaking the ball back. It was the only way they were going to get possession. It allowed Glanville to get away. Looked like he would score. Jason Martin, as always, backing up on the outside.
This was the attempt. It was unsuccessful, and so Newcastle defeating Western Suburbs by 18 points to 10.
Our next match is between the 1991 Premiers Penrith and North Sydney, a team that's been hit by a late injury toll. Nevertheless, there's speed to burn in both sides, and it should be a good game. Let's join our commentators, Ray Warren and Peter Sterling.
Penrith take the field for their first round match against North Sydney. As the North Sydney, we look out, come down the tunnel led by Greg Florimo. Unfortunate for the Bears, they've had a couple of players drop out during the week with injury. John MacArthur, Peter Jackson actually out on compassionate grounds. Isn't playing tonight for the Bears. A couple of fairly handy players coming into the team. There they are, the North Sydney side. Barwick, Hall, Glenn Lydiard, Florimo, Caruana, Solomon, Alan Wilson, George Bartlett, Jones and Craig Wilson make up the North Sydney side. Off for Penrith, John Cartwright, Phil Adamson, O'Grady, Brown, Boyd, Carter, Donovan, Mackay, Ryan Girdler coming up from Illawarra, his first outing for the Penrith team, and Shane Vincent. The referee Graham Annesley about to get proceedings underway.
North Sydney then from right to left.
A fair haircut there on Brett Boyd. Ray will see in the number 5 jersey. Fairly streamlined look for this particular game.
So the first Penrith player to bring it back is Matt Donovan. And away from Carter, he'll have a busy game here for the Panthers. Wide ball away now to Graham Mackay. He should be suited to this type of rugby league action. Phil Adamson got involved. Now it's Mackay again for Penrith. They played razzle-dazzle football, taking it down to the halfway. I see what you mean with Brett Boyd. She's a corker. Or should I say, Fatty would say it's a shocker.
Well, I think he just wanted to look like me, Ray, to be quite honest.
Steve Carter plays the ball for the Panthers. This is Phil Adamson.
Yes, a signing this year from the Parramatta club. Very talented player. And looking for big things from Adamson. He's a very good ball player as Penrith keep it alive.
Very good passage of play by Penrith. Mackay sweeps it down to approximately the 30-metre line. North Sydney's end of the ground. Last tackle coming up for the Panthers. Donovan's been prominent, so too is Carter. Carter makes the split, tries to get it away, but Adamson can't pick it up. Hall grabs the ball for North Sydney now. David Hall finding some space, looking for some support. Pulled out on the halfway. Oh, somebody was decked in black. Back play. It was Greg Florimo.
Yes, and the touch judges come on now. David Hall decided not to pass the ball to Florimo, who was flying, and he was sent flying in support. And the report now being made. Here we see the incident. David Hall had come back in field. You see Florimo on the outside, taken out there. I think it's Graham Mackay. Nothing too much in it. We'll obviously see a penalty awarded against the Penrith team. I don't think any further action was warranted. It looked a little bit worse than what it was. The penalty is given. And Greg Barwick in the number 1 shirt will fine touch. 28 metres out from, 23 metres out from the opposition line. Craig Wilson gets inside the quarter. 0-0 after almost 3 minutes of play. North Sydney moving into centre field. Florimo looks like he's recovered fairly well. Gone wide, that's Glenn Lydiard. Looking for a player to come inside. David Hall decided not to and runs into a brick wall there. Good defence there from Penrith. Matt Donovan, Carter involved. Dummy half, Lydiard gets the ball back to his feet. Well, fairly ordinary play there from North. A lot of mistakes early on, and it wasn't the last tackle. Glenn Lydiard throwing the ball back inside, easily cleaned up by the Penrith team. Shane Vincent, another player to come from Parramatta this year to the Penrith club. John Cartwright, a great ball. Sensational ball around the corner to Ryan Girdler, and he has got some speed, got him play on the outside, unmarked. Tommy Brown, well, great defence. Greg Barwick had 2 players to contend with, came up with the try saver. That's Girdler again. Looking up Brown. Scrambling defence from here from Norths. Penrith go wide. Carter, the flick over the top. That's gone forward. It's been ruled so. And the penalty given. I don't know how Penrith didn't score there, but great work from North Sydney. Greg Barwick, a marvellous job. We're out with 2 tries, save the tackles in the 1 movement.
So no score on the board. And the game being played at a cracking pace between the Panthers and the Bears. 3 minutes of the first half remaining. Solomon taking the tap. Gavin Jones goes ahead.
The Sevens is about missed opportunities, and I do think that Penrith certainly missed a great scoring opportunity there. They had North Sydney at 6s and 7s. Somehow North were able to regroup. They now work the ball 42 metres out from their own line.
Caruana plays the ball. To the right it goes, dropped onto the boot by Craig Wilson. Oh, they've run over the ball, which was bad luck for North Sydney because they had a real chance on.
Well, the penalty has been awarded. I don't know how Alan Wilson missed towing that ball through. The referee's seen a decision against the Penrith team. Here it is. There's Carter. Well, a little bit of a trip. The hands went up. Not me, sir. But the referee saw different.
Then Lydiard finding the line. 25 metres out. Alan Wilson goes in to take the tap.
Quite amazing that after almost 5 minutes of football, we get to see a point scored. Indication of some very good defence, but also some fairly sloppy play.
Gavin Jones. Play back to Wilson, or the pass from the dummy half might have been a shade forward. George Bartlett it is playing the ball.
They've got numbers on the right-hand side. They've seen that.
Oh, gee, that was a smart piece of play, but it's come undone. Solomon puts it down.
Well, let's have a look at this pass from Bartlett. It went forward anyway. Solomon wasn't able to take control of it. And again, another opportunity goes begging. That too was early in the tackle count.
So still we're locked up at 0-0. 1.25 minutes of the first half remaining as Brett Boyd gives it away for Shane O'Grady, formerly from Balmain. Now Graham Mackay, the kick and chase. He might regather. He does, and I don't think they'll catch him. No, they won't. Mackay under the uprights.
Well, fortune favours the brave. Thought he might nearly have caught that on the full. But he got the bounce that he required. Straight back into his hands. And he had enough speed, but tremendous speed for a big man. Really one of the danger players for this Penrith team. Saw that the line was one straight one. The kick over the top there, he was trying to get there on the full. The favourable bounce allowed him to regather the ball and scored under the post. And the first points are scored with only 30 seconds left on the clock.
That's a good piece of play to a finish. He takes his time to put it down. No defence in sight. Swallows up time. Conversion successful. 6-0. Penrith leading North Sydney 6 points to 0. Florimo.
Well, this will be the last play of this first half. We'd probably see the same kind of play from North Sydney. There's the kick now. Little one over the top. Fairly ordinary. Cleaned up by Carter.
So at half-time, we find Penrith, thanks to a solo performance by Graham Mackay, leading North Sydney by 6 points to 0.
Now commentators for more of the action, Peter Sterling and Ray Warren.
6 points to 0 in favour of Penrith as we come into the second half. Reminding you, Sevens football, 10 players aside, 7 on the park at any one time. 7 minutes each way, although the final, that will be played 10 minutes by 10. And this is Barwick, formerly with the Penrith club, bringing it out towards the 20-metre line. Away goes Caruana. He's very smart out of dummy half, Caruana. Good play by North Sydney. Sees it come down through Craig Wilson and turned inside. Caruana backs him up. Gets the pass away. Craig Wilson backs up Caruana. Solomon is there now. North Sydney with a real good chance. David Hall for the corner. Yes, try.
Well, that's as good a try as we're going to see in this Sevens tournament. From one end of the field to the other, the North Sydney players kept the ball alive. Caruana did a magnificent job. That's the second time he's touched the football in that movement. Some selective play here from Solomon. There he is coming in, looking to try and pick up an outside man. It ended up being David Hall. He's a speedster. But just a marvellous try. One end of the field to the other and one side of the field to the other.
Well, Greg Barwick won't get them any tougher than this. Penrith leading 6-4. Barwick with this to equalise. Low and wide, so Penrith keep their nose in front. 5.5 minutes to go.
as you pointed out earlier, Ray, we've seen some fairly ordinary attempted conversions during the tournament. They really are going to become very important as this gets closer to the final. That extra 2 points, it's going to win a lot of games. And to have somebody... Well, that's a great ball. A magnificent ball there.
Shane Vincent takes it all the way for Penrith, but what a pass. It must have been Cartwright, was it?
Well, it's either Cartwright or Adamson. Let's have a look. I'm not sure. The shake of the head there from Vincent, I don't know why. There he is now. It's Phil Adamson. That's a great ball.
What a ball.
It caught me mid-sentence. And Shane Vincent, he's a speed player as well. That's the sort of things that Phil Adamson is capable of doing. Well, another ordinary attempted conversion. He's a player who can make some mistakes, but there he's drawn 2 defenders, popped the ball left-handed, and Vincent read it very well.
That was almost the equivalent of the pass that Scott Goulet threw in the grand final. Penrith leading by 10 points to 4. Tremendous ball by Phil Adamson. You couldn't tell who it was that had the ball, really. I just took it for granted it must have been Cartwright.
Well, that's a wrap in itself, isn't it? When you think that he's thrown the football. One of the real class players in the competition. Had a marvellous season for Penrith and a turbulent year for the club. As North Sydney looked to hit back Florimo under the posts. 10 all.
No problems.
Well, it might be 10 all. It's 10-8 now, but you'd think this conversion would be successful.
Bears fans have got reason to rise. Florimo brings it back to 10 points to 8.
Well, just one of those occasions where the defence opened up. Adamson went across. Well, he's put on a try and he's tried to play touch football with Florimo there. Nearly given one away.
Barwick from right in front. The flag goes up. And 10 points all now with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Donovan back on the field for Penrith using young Shane O'Grady. Shane O'Grady was a former Parramatta junior. Went to Balmain and now he finds himself with Penrith.
Penrith come up with a mistake, very first tackle. 3 minutes to go, North Sydney now in the box seat.
North Sydney, they make the ball do the work. And talking of work, Barwick has done plenty of it.
He's had a very good game out there. Came up with a couple of try-saving tackles. A very important time in the first half. His work rate's been good. I think he's one of the players that's come in as a replacement, so he's certainly done his job.
David Hall scampers away from dummy half. Solomon gives it, and Caruana takes it ahead. Solomon, he went to sleep on that play. That was a very good chance for North Sydney.
Yes, it was. We've just given Barwick a rap, but Caruana's probably been the pick of the North Sydney players. He committed 2 players, and Solomon, who normally has very safe hands, came up with the mistake. 2 minutes 14 to go. Anybody's game. 10 points all.
Donovan now. 10 points all, as Peter said. Every play is vital. If in fact they're locked up at full time, they go around. The match is restarted with a scrum. And the last team in possession has the feed. And then the tie-break is decided by the first team to score points, but that might not be necessary. Vincent takes it to the 30. It was knocked down by North Sydney and across the touchline.
Yes, Alan Wilson got his hand in play there. I thought that Vincent would just about score that try. It was Gavin Jones coming across in cover defence. Once the big man gets going, he's a fairly speedy player himself. And there the fatigue is setting in. An important feed here going to the Penrith team.
Girdler picked up on the half volley by Carter. Steve Carter brought down about 30 metres out from the line. Here's O'Grady. Bumps away from one, but taken in another.
I know it's 7 football, Ray, but into the final minute, if they don't score within 5 tackles, the field goal, of course, is an option.
Donovan plays the ball. 45 seconds to go. This is Adamson. Throws the one-handed pass, and Shane Vincent goes all the way to put it down.
Well, that's been a combination for the Penrith team. We've seen 2 tries scored. Adamson getting the big left hand free, as he's done on another occasion for a Vincent try. A lot of players there in a mass. Vincent emerges the other side in a very simple try, which will wrap this game up for Penrith.
Well, I guess this try and the one before it would be making some Parramatta people green with envy, because they're both former Parramatta youngsters. Shane Vincent's father, actually, John, was a very fine footballer for Parramatta quite a few years back. Now the attempted conversion for the Panthers, and again a horror of a kick. So Penrith lead North with the siren. It should have actually sounded. There it is now. Penrith defeating North Sydney by 14 points to 10.
8 o'clock Tuesday.
Next up, the boys from the national capital, Canberra, mixing it with Russia, and we're not talking about politics. Canberra know the Sevens Rugby League game well. Russia, though, are on a steep learning curve. Here's Darryl Eastlake and Paul Vorton.
And the Russian team coming out here to a fantastic reception at the Sydney Football Stadium. They really won a lot of hearts here last year, but this time around in the Coca-Cola Sevens. Rocket Reddy been doing the coaching duty since they've arrived in Australia. And they're as keen as mustard too. Mal Meninga, Captain Courageous, leading out the Canberra Raiders side, and look at Mal, look at his face. Not too happy with the reception, Paul. Let's go through the team card for you. Mullins, Wood, Meninga, Boyle, Croker, Belcher, Palavi, Ponga, Beef and Hoppy. Now the Russian side, Kolvansky, Strun, Piskunov, Taran, Kalinsnik, Ola, Kristanov, Karananov, Zaruba, and Osachi. I think I got it right, Paddy.
Turn it, Daz, you're kidding.
I think I got it right.
One out of 10 is in that.
There's not a Brown and a Smith there. The referee, Greg McCallum. And I'll tell you what, this crowd really warming to the Russians. They certainly did last year. Rocket Reddy has been handling the coaching duties. I don't know if you saw the National 9 News the other night. He said, we need a prop. You look like a prop, you'll do.
This has been the most vocal the crowd's been all night. They've come to see the different nationalities, and the Russians have certainly got them on the edge of their seats.
No doubt about that. Canberra.
They'll probably get beaten by 100.
Now, there's been a lot of quiet money on Canberra during this lead up to the competition. The Russians couldn't have really got a worse side. Big Captain Courageous, Mal Meninga, number 3, when he runs at them, they'll know all about it. The Russians kick off. Canberra get first use of the ball. And speaking of the man, first touch of the ball, gets it on to Gary Belcher. Welcome back to football. Gary Belcher streaking down the line. Can he unload? He does. The Russians come up and effect the tackle, and the crowd love it. They go up for the Ruskies. No doubt about that. Canberra now. They throw it around. Hongia gets it back to Meninga. Meninga goes through. Bang. The first 4 points for Canberra. And the crowd don't like it.
No, it's easy to see who the favourites are. It didn't take long for the Raiders. From the first touch, we saw the big break by Belcher. He might have lost some pace after that bad knee injury from last year, but Meninga finished it off here. Pushed off Krivstov, and a very easy try for the Raiders.
And you gave me a break about getting the names out. At least I got them right. Conversion successful, so Canberra now 6, leading Russia 0. That's what it's all about. The Russians now, their touch of the ball. Up they go. Karanayev. Osachi gets a ball out wide. Up they go again, this time. A better line out. Oh, some big, heavy defence on the Ruskies. Oh, that belted them around. They've come out of sub-zero temperatures. Yesterday, of course, in Sydney, they couldn't believe the heat. And they can't believe the heat in the middle of the Sydney football ground at the moment. This is Kalinsky. Slammed down. Got 18 metres out. If they score a try, the crowd will rip this place apart. I kid you not. The little chip kick. Back Canberra go to cover. And the crowd love it. So you can get off him now, he's tackled. Pretty happy with the tackle, didn't want to get off him. Canberra restart from under the post. The Russians will touch the ball again. Here they go, takes it on the full beautifully. The crowd even applaud that. Doesn't matter what these fellas do, they'll get a big cheer. They're not frightened to go forward. They burrow down with the head down.
No, they're playing a pretty basic game, just running the ball up straight ahead, but there's a bit of skill, and unlucky. There'll be a penalty. Yeah, McCullum spotted it. The Russian player, number 10.
Osachi.
Yeah, Osachi, he was held in the tackle.
What's this?
Held without the ball.
Slammed down by Jason Croker. They're going for a goal. Kick for the line. Not quite sure what the Russians are going to do. I don't think they're quite sure. It doesn't matter. The crowd enjoying it. Can they go over? Canberra now to defend the line. Versace, he comes up. He gives it to Kalinski. Kalinski just a couple of metres out. Versace sets up play. Goes from there. I think he's there. Listen to the crowd. The Russians have gone in. No.
He's knocked it on. Versace knocked the ball on the play the ball, otherwise it was a try.
Oh, dear. The crowd's excited. I was excited almost to try early on. There's the big dive. Scrum the pack 10 metres out. Canberra ball. Oh, no defence though. Look at this. Mullins streaks down. Head back. He'll go all the way. The Russians have given up. They've said, turn it up. We've never run that far. And Canberra right under the post. Well, I guess we shouldn't be making light out of it. The fact that they're here, they're playing the game, it's sensational.
It's good to see, but Canberra far too classy for them. They've gone from like 2 metres out from Canberra's line to a try against them in about 3.5 seconds. Piskunov gave good chase here. Mullins was too quick.
Look at this, straight from the line, the Russians. There was a real big dive there from Karnaev.
That's Piskunov chasing his best, and Mullins actually didn't streak away from him, so he's got a bit of pace, young Pisky.
And Ray Warren, you don't mind that Piskunov, you give him a bit of a rap. Rabbits did it all last year. Up they come again. Tarlane gets it out. Shoots a wild ball out. Nicely handed off back to Tarlane. Burrows down.
Rocket's done a good job with this side. They're putting on some moves. They're only basic, but they're swinging the ball around, looking for the inside pass.
Tarlane, Andrew Tarlane. He's pretty keen to handle the ball as much as he can. Osachi gets a nice pass out to Ola. Osachi again. Put in the play the number. Out they come, little chip kick, nicely placed kick. Be taken though by Canberra. Right on the line, but they're tackling well, the Russians. They're following the ball and they're tackling well. Croker will play it for Canberra. Back for Ponga. The Russians are tackling this time. They saw what happened the last time they gave them some move on the line. Too much pace. Captain Courageous gets going. Big Mal. I don't know about tackling Mal. Good ball out for Canberra now. This is Hoppy. Hoppy down he goes, and he'll score again. So the Russians keen to tackle inside, but once the ball gets a bit wider, they run out of some huff and puff. Look at the crowd.
Yeah, their first up defence is a bit dusty, and Canberra just scoring 90-metre tries at will.
Gary Belcher, nice to see him running with the football, isn't it?
Well, he's a great player. He missed all of last year, bar one match with injuries. And he was responsible, along with Meninga and co, for winning them a couple of premierships at the end of the 80s and into the 90s.
18 block, Canberra leading. I guess that had to be expected, but the Russians, they won't give up. I remember a game they played here against the United States last year, and it was just a sensational bit of entertainment. And that's what the crowds come to see these foreign teams playing the game we call rugby league. Canberra starting to throw it around. The Russians might get possession. No, they don't. So Canberra come back with it, but the referee pulls up play. Pongia had the ball. McCallum's having a good time out there too. He'd have a bit of trouble talking to the Russians. Half-time, 18 points to Canberra. Russia yet to post a point. It's a big ask, isn't it, for the Ruskies to come out here and take on Canberra first up?
Well, anyway, you know, hopefully they'll score a try. That's what the crowd's coming for. They'd love to see the Ruskies get over for a meat pie. Just, you know, send them over with a bit of goodwill.
I'll tell you what, it nearly happened too. There's the attendance, 18,757. Congratulations, Sydney. That's a great turnout for the first of course, a three-day tournament here. 16 games tomorrow, more games on Sunday with the big finals of all of the divisions. So, and a lot of the foreign teams, the Oceania teams will make their first appearance. So lots of colour and action and plenty of tries to be scored here at the Sydney Football Stadium.
That's a nice trip the Russians have got too. What have they got, little teddy bears in the front of them or something?
Karnaev, that was a good run from Karnaev then. This is Osachi. Osachi gets up and has another go. Wrapped up by Croker. We'd love to see him score a try. This is Kalinski. Gets a nice ball out. This is better stuff from Christoph. Oh, gets the face and loses the ball. Picked up by Meninga. Wrestling match goes on. They unload Canberra. No problems at all. Pongia now. Pongia. He gets away. Plenty of space. Will the Russians chase? Yes, they will. Can he get him? He does. Nails his man, but the pass goes out. And of course, too much pace. Matthew Wood for Canberra. And he goes under the post yet again. Down goes the ball. 22 points to 0 at the moment. Canberra leading Russia, but they showed then that they're prepared to chase. See that again as you see Pongia go out. He gets a nice pass on to Matthew Wood. And Matthew Wood just puts it down right under the dot. And there's the kick, and that was successful. So now 24-0. So the Russians back in possession now. This is struck. And a Tolby struck. Soachi gets it out. Almost an intercept. They've got to go back and clean it up. They do that though. On the halfway line. If they could just get some momentum going.
They just got to try and hang on to the ball.
Yeah. Kolbansky. This is Kalan, and he's tried hard. Long way to come. This is Osachi again. It's really had to go, this fellow.
Oh, he's been their best, no doubt about it, Osachi.
Where's Piskinov? We haven't seen Piskinov for a while.
He might have done that.
Where's Pisky? Give Pisky the ball.
Turn it up, McCallum. Let him go.
Kalinsnik always got through. McCallum having a bit of a laugh.
I mean, he could have let it go, couldn't he?
I think he could. At 24-0, he could have. So the Russians now. Belcher to feed to scrum. Now, there's an unusual sight. Oh, the Russians win it, but Belcher gets the ball. He loses the ball. The Russians get it back. And this is Kolvinsky. Away they go. Come on, boys. Straight on, straight on. That's the way. Kolvinsky now. He straightens the attack up. Barges his way down almost to the 22. This is Talan. He gets it out to Osachi. Osachi with a good ball out for Kalisnik. Kalisnik brought down. Big tall fellow. Comes back this time to Ola. Long pass out. They pick it up. Piskinov, there's our boy. Puts his foot in a touch. Oh, Piskin, you can do better than that.
It was nice hands from him. He picked that one up on the run. Good hands, good skills.
Crowd loved him last year, Piskinov. He really he played very well. They've certainly played a lot better than they did last year when you consider they've gone straight up against Canberra.
Yeah, a bit more experience, and Rod Reedy's been involved with them for a couple of days, but their defence is the thing that lets them down.
Hoppy for Canberra. Belcher, dummy half. Watch this, Canberra just open up. Pongia, he's had a big game, Pongia. Got support.
Well, there's no chasers there.
He's got to go all the way. The Ruskins are giving up. There's a chaser coming down, but he's like a block and a half behind. Closing in fast.
They wouldn't run that far down the salt line, those Russians.
A hard lesson in rugby league for Russia. Yet to score Canberra 28. That would be expected.
He looks a promising player, Ponja. It's a player that they brought over at the end of last year to train with them. They've now signed him up, former New Zealand representative player, and he could be a go. 30-0 in favour of Canberra.
Conversion successful. So the Russians now a game with the football. 1:45 on the clock. We'd love to see him score. Little half break this time. Looks like they've got a bit of pace if they can just get clear. Ola then plays it forward, drops it down. Oh, he'd be disappointed. And the crowd doing everything they can to will them over the line. See it again.
Bit of over-exuberance there from Ola.
Canberra feed. Belcher, that familiar step. Canberra now just open them up again. Too easy for Canberra. Oh, a little tap though. So Hoppy gets brought down. He gets up again. The Ruskin coming across. Hoppy goes in under the post. Getting a little bit embarrassing now. And the Russian almost fell over on his own. Exhausted after the big run. 34-0 now. Here we go again.
Yeah, nice ankle tap there by Christov. And there's a bit of interference there on Piskunov by a Canberra player, but referee didn't see that. Another 6 points to the Raiders.
Gary Belcher asking for help. That conversion successful. Canberra 36, Russia yet to score. So Belcher gone off. So again the Russians come forward, again through Osachi. The dummy half is Karnaev. And they just, oh dear me, a big hit there on Tarlane. Welcome to the Sydney Football Stadium and Rugby League. So Canberra now just cruising away. Jason Croker floats one out. The referee's brought it back for a forward pass though. And Mullins there will come back. It's all over. The Russians, well, going down 36-0, but they've certainly proved once again the crowd favourites here. They'll make an appearance again through this tournament. And this crowd really giving them a tremendous reception. Well done to Rocket Ready. Good to see the Russians here in Sydney.
Welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium for the World Rugby League Coca-Cola Sevens, and what some great football we've seen throughout the evening. And one of the better matches we've seen was between Illawarra and Souths at half-time. The Rabbitohs were in front. Let's take a look at that right now.
Souths 10, Illawarra 4. Illawarra kicking off for the second half. Fumble by Souths. It'll be taken by Thompson. He's in goal area, so he's not going to go too far, but it only makes a couple of metres.
No, it's a very good kick-off from Illawarra. To be able to come up with the first tackle only 2 metres out from the opposition try line means they've got a lot of territory to travel.
South throwing the ball round. Minto scored just prior to half-time. Kicks away, but can't get away this time. Brown comes back for Shield. Shield darts around, though.
That's Maybon. Very similar, aren't they? They really look alike out there, and again South Sydney keeping the ball alive. The inside ball to Manoa Thompson. That's Field, tries to go straight up the middle, but good defence from Brendan O'Meara.
Some new faces and some new colours as this competition progresses over the next couple of days. Manoa Thompson flicks one out for Maybon. Again for Minto, he puts the chip ahead. Picked up by O'Meara.
Very dangerous kick, that one, infield. South Sydney players hadn't moved up on the right side of the field. O'Meara picked it up. Fortunately for South Sydney, wasn't able to link up with any more support. Illawarra now attacking the blind side. That's Skiffolitti throwing the inside ball. He'll score, Riolo. Great ball.
Oh, Riolo just strolls over there. Wasn't that a great pass? Just set him up. And Riolo knew just where to go to, straight on the inside hip.
Yes, it goes back to the kick, Darryl. It was an ordinary kick from Minto on the far side. It really just gave possession up. Illawarra were able to regroup. There's Skiffolitti running to the defence, committed the South Sydney players, and then Riolo had a very simple task to run in, put the ball under the black dot for an easy conversion.
So scoreline now, Illawarra South locked up at 10 apiece. Well, South Sydney started at 1,000,000 miles an hour. One mistake in this game, though, and you're looking at 6 points down the barrel.
You do pay the full penalty, unfortunately, here. And the kicking game has got to be very astute. You can't just give the football away. That's a good ball. Wilson's away, won't have the pace. Rounded up just 5 metres out the opposition try line.
So South Sydney now attacking through Maybon. They clear it out pretty quickly for Watson. South clapping for the ball. They'll go. He's there. So easy. Mellor. A little gap opened up just to dive through. Wow, that's the way to come back in this game.
Well, the fatigue factor starts to play a role now. You see Mellor getting out of dummy half there. The simple pass, or dummy, I'm sorry. The Illawarra player had to maintain staying outside on his man, and it was just a simple run for Mellor. He read it well. Plenty of room to work with.
14 to 10, Manoa Thompson now from a difficult angle. Drops it. No good. No result. So scoreline remains South Sydney 14, Illawarra 10. Well, Illawarra have hit back every time. It'll be interesting. They'll have to do it this time. Time ticking away at 3:48 on the clock. Keeping alive Illawarra, but they've got to go back for it this time. Cipolleti. Here's one out. Come on hard. Craig Simon. Back for McElhone. Too much defence though, but they're working their way to the centre field. The ball was lost. The referee awards it to Illawarra.
Well, they're 4 points down with just on 3 minutes to go. It'll be a quick tap here. They've got numbers to the left. Try and create something, maybe run an angle. Wouldn't be pass there. That's first tackle.
Well, McElhone had really no hope of getting that still. That was a shocker, wasn't it? They keep it going now. They get another chance. Nice and deep. They get a little break is made to it, and they can back it up. Yes, they'll get there. Oh, that's what they wanted. No doubt about that. Cross is over. Crosses for another 4-pointer.
And more importantly, they've scored adjacent to the post, which means it's an easy conversion, or relatively easy. But just simple skills here. Pinchinelli was the man who made the bust through 2 South Sydney defenders. Some good backing up there from John Cross. Scores next to the posts. And the conversion is successful. So Illawarra, I think, leading the game for the first time, Darryl.
14 to 16. Illawarra leading at the moment. South Sydney had this game in their keeping in the first half, but Illawarra have fought back a couple of times, and both teams have really scored off mistakes. But I guess that's what sevens is about.
Well, the fortunes do fluctuate. Now, South Sydney do have the luxury, I suppose, of probably having the last use of the football. They're down this end of the field, a couple of minutes to go. Got a good opportunity here, but they have to run in points. If they have to give the football away, Illawarra will close up shop.
Nice ball away there, but look, this defence just wraps it up. Minto can't go anywhere from there. They'll clear it out quickly. Thompson again, shapes to get to it. He's trying to unload it, just couldn't get his hand clear. Cipolleti all over him there, just couldn't get it clear. A couple of times he tried to unload it. Mellor was there, it goes past him out through Brown. Comes on to Minto, scored a try in the first half. Again, ball's loose, picked up quickly. Maybon can't handle it.
Oh, but what a great tackle there from Dean Cipolleti. The ball comes back to Maybon. They keep it alive, South Sydney. It'll be a knock-on from South. Illawarra will get the feed and retain possession here. Great tackle from Cipolleti, led the way in defence there. People don't think that the defence is that important in this game. It's what wins matches in the end.
2 points in it. 16-14, minute 6 on the clock. Izzard darts away from the scrum, loses the ball. It's cleaned up quickly, though.
We're into the final minute now. Illawarra will just play smart football. They don't need to score now. If they work through their 5 tackles, they'll be looking for a long kick down the other end of the field. Just play good field position.
Illawarra, 16-14, just 2 in it. Illawarra just trying to wind it away. Now they get a bit of a break too. This is all they wanted with Clark now, straight down the sideline, beats 2, sets his sights on the line, waiting for the rest of his teammates to close up. He's virtually stopped now, comes back inside and puts a pass up in the air that's taken by Minto. Probably waited a little bit too long, but they just couldn't get to him.
Well, he should never have thrown the ball at the end there. We've got 20 seconds left on the clock now. South Sydney final throw of the dice for them. They've got to keep the ball alive. This will be an exciting finish to this game.
Wraparounds are going on galore here. Look at the determination on the Rabbits' faces. They come down, Robbie bundling a touch. That's probably all that Illawarra need now to hang on. And there it is. The siren blows in Illawarra in a close one, 16 over South Sydney 14.
Well done to Illawarra, a nice close one against South, home by 2 points. Another entertaining game that we saw earlier in the evening was between East and Cronulla, East getting up 18 points to 10. Let's take a look at one of the tries from this match.
Brendan Hall will play it back. Orford dancing around, slammed down too many pale blue jumpers there. East now with a little bit of room to move. Hall, he makes that extra man. Hall now links up inside. Back it comes again. This time to Gaffey. Gaffey tries to straighten up, throws a nice pass out wide. Chance now for the Roosters. Down the touchline he goes. Can he beat him? Yes, he does! Oh, yes! What about that? Nothing wrong with that try, Jeff Orford. That was a ripper. Oh, that was a beauty.
You like the Roosters, Darryl, do you?
Oh, mate, that was a good try. I don't care who was wearing the jumper. Have a look at this. Great pass to set it up. Now watch this. The defence comes across, Paddy. Did everything he had to do for a winger.
Yeah, it's pretty boy Orford. A lot of ability he has. And he's a representative player. I think he represented City last year. Plenty of speed, and he had to get away from Glenn Coleman.
And another of the matches played here tonight was a demonstration game between South Africa and the USA. It was won by South Africa 22 points to 12, and some good tries scored. Here's a couple of them.
We'll go through some of the stats of the game for our viewers in the United States. This, of course, is a 7-a-side competition. Normally, there'd be 13-a-side. The rules are changed. This is really just to show the skills of running, dodging, like you're looking at now, and scoring tries, and that's what the South Africans are trying to do, and this could be very much an historic try if they go over. But the American cover comes. The South Africans fight back. Bell comes in, and South Africa score the first try. And boy, oh boy, listen to this crowd. Absolutely sensational.
And they've showed a lot of skill there, the South Africans. Obviously a big background in rugby union for a lot of these players. One would think they would beat the American side just on that skill factor. But that's good running. And they're really throwing this ball around nicely, the South Africans. And it was Muir who set this try up. Now, number 20 there wasn't held in the tackle. He's entitled to get up and run again. Bustling Bobby Brule came at him late, but too late. And the first try of the match to the South Africans.
So the Americans now stepping, trying to unload this. They're showing some skills at handling the ball, and that's good. There's the pass over the top. A chance here now. They open up the South Africans, plenty of backing up. All they're going to do is keep going for the line. Elton now, brought down by the South Africans, right on the 10-metre line. They've still got a chance, the Americans now. They hustle and bustle their way to the line. The South African defence is holding. Can the Americans go for number 2? I think he's over. Wait for the referee. Try time. The United States going again and lead South Africa.
Yes, great try to the Yankees there. They just continue to play the ball around, and it was number 4, Ned Elton, who went over. Well done, Yankees.
So South Africa home by 22 points to 12 over the USA, but remember that was a demonstration game only. All right, let's take a look at the full recap of day 1 in the World Coca-Cola Rugby League Sevens. Brisbane 4, Canterbury 18, Illawarra 16, Souths 14, Manly 20, Balmain 14, St George 24, Parramatta 14, East 18, Cronulla 10, Newcastle 18, West 10, Penrith 14, Norths 10, and Russia, well, they didn't get on the scoreboard against Canberra. Canberra coming home 36 points to 0. Well, that's day 1. Don't forget, our coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. What a great evening of Rugby League Sevens we've got for you. Remember, join us for that one. We're going to see some of the international teams and, of course, local teams in action right here on Wide World of Sports. Until then, bye for now from the Sydney Football Stadium.
Driven back, throws it willy-nilly. Now the ball comes loose, turns back the other way. Good ball, and a red. Oh, did he what? He won't have the pay. Will he score? Yes! Oh, Trent! Oh, Trent! Oh, Trent!
think he'll get there? Yes, sir! Look at this, no one home! Does he have the try? Minto, he's got some pace!
Oh, what a great pass! He's got 50, 40, 30 to go! Oh! He'll make the corner! Oh boy! He does, and I don't think they'll catch him! Mackay, under the uprights!
The Yanks are winding up! The Stars and Stripes heading for the line! Oh! Touchdown! Johnson winds up! Oh, but never mind the head rolls, though! You're supposed to hit the player! Turn it up, McCallum, let him go!
We hit the ground running with the quickest, slickest football of them all, the Coca-Cola World Sevens.
Tremendous run! Still going! Still going!
There's room to run, but nowhere to hide as more than $250,000 goes up for grabs at the Sydney Football Stadium.
Warner heading for the line! Will he get there? Snobley's there!
They've come from the four corners of the world to take on Australia's Winfield Cup heroes.
He'll go in goal! Oh boy! They won't catch him, I don't think! He's got 10 to go! Will he score? No, yes!
It's a battle of speed,
Eddie Housen is flying!
teamwork,
Goulet! Looks for his winger! Positioned him beautifully!
breathtaking skills,
Chip ahead by Carew will score! Yes, a try for the PNG boys!
and bone-rattling defence.
Oh, geez! Oh, Carroll with a bone jarrer!
Only the fastest, only the fittest footballers on the planet come out to play in the 1993 Coca-Cola World Sevens. Brought to you by the one and only Wide World of Sports.
Hello and welcome to Sydney's Football Stadium. 16 matches were programmed for day 2 of this fabulous tournament, the Coca-Cola World Rugby League Sevens. And with positions in tomorrow's quarterfinals up for grabs, tonight you're going to see the very best. First up, Eastern Suburbs versus South Africa. Now watch out for the Rhinos' number 6, Jacob Steermag. He's quite a character and a really good player. To call the action, here's Darryl Eastlake and Peter Sterling.
There'll be a roar go up when the South African Rhinos come out onto the Sydney Football Stadium for their second appearance in the Coca-Cola Sevens. Steermag, a player that's warming up there, came here with a big reputation, said all he wanted to do was get around Alfie Langer just once over the weekend. Whether he gets that chance, I'm not quite sure. Eastern Suburbs also impressive in their debut match, coming out on the pitch here to take on the South Africans. The East lineup: Hall, Blazek, Ricketson, Gaffey, Orford, Murray, Freeman, Salvatore, Gasato and Beecraft. For the South African Rhinos, Assa and Assa, brothers there, of course, Mahoney, Van der Merwe, Lombard, Steermag, Lilienfeld, Johnson, Webb and Muir. The referee for this match, getting everybody ready now, David Manson. Well, Peter, you know, we talk about international football. It wasn't that long ago that the embargo on sport, international sport for South Africa was lifted. We've seen the cricketers here. We've played them in rugby union. It's great to see them here playing rugby league in the Sevens.
Oh, it's fantastic. Something 10 years ago we'd have never envisaged. And it's just showing the cosmopolitan flavour of this competition now. Having a South African team here along, I think, with 7 other nations outside Australia. They haven't started particularly well, the South Africans there, kicking out on the full. It's a bad mistake in sevens. Brendan Hall finds touch, but I'm sure that everybody here are looking for a good performance from South Africa. Against East, who played well against Cronulla last night, an 18-10 victory for them first up.
So Eastern Suburbs now through Gaffey, Nigel Gaffey, puts a shoulder down, breaks 2, over the top they come, the Rhinos. Wonderful the way the crowd supported the international teams. Freeman runs around Orford, waiting for the ball to come back. Steermag is in there to make the tackle. Freeman to Brendan Hall. Hall steps, straightens up the attack. The South Africans have gone through quite a bit of pain back in their own country, getting over the top of the rugby union officials there to play the game here. As we see Luke Ricketson with the ball for Eastern Suburbs. So they've paid a bit of a price to get here, Peter.
They have done, and I know I spoke to a couple of South African players yesterday. They certainly enjoyed being here. The heat was getting to them a little bit, but nothing too unlike what they were used to at home. Big test now for them. 6 again was followed up by a penalty awarded to Eastern Suburbs. They've had all possession, and there's big Craig Salvatore taking the ball forward. They should run points in this set of 6, the Eastern team.
Freeman turns it back inside for Luke Ricketson. Had a really good match last night against Cronulla. But taken over the line.
Well, that's great defence once again, but ordinary play from Ricketson. Second tackle, the ball was switched back from Freeman to his direction, and he was too close to the sideline. You can't give away possession 1, 2, 3 tackle in this kind of football. That's a let-off for South Africa.
Freeman was a bit quiet in his first game, but he's certainly getting involved this time round. Steermag throws that pass pretty quickly out for Dick Muir. The South Africans, they've shown they've got a bit of pace. Their trouble is to get around this defence of the Sydney teams, the Australian teams. That's been their problem. Once they get a bit of daylight, though, they've got plenty of pace.
Well, to take advantage of that pace, Darryl, you've got to play smart, creative football. You've got 7 players out there in a confined space, and really what you have to do is to create an overlap, and that means you've either got a man going around or commit 2 defenders to the 1 player coming up. If you can do that, there's got to be a man vacant. You've just got to find him.
So no score on the board at the moment. 4:07 into the match. The South Africans get a kick off the side of the boot. Regain possession. This is Mark Johnson. Flicks one back for Mahoney. Mahoney gets it out for Lilienfeld. Now this is Muir. This is Steermag. If he scores, he'll go berserk. He's got round Freeman. Steermag. He's going to go all the way. He's going to get there with a big dive at the end. That's what he came from South Africa to do, the young fella Steermag. He's got there. The crowd love it. Oh boy, he will never forget this.
Well, the try was worth 4, the dive was worth 10. This should never have been awarded the try. Earlier than that, there was a pass thrown off the ground, but they capitalised South Africa. Gary Freeman, who's no slouch in pace, coming after Steermag. Now have a look at this. He nearly dived over the dead ball line.
Well, he came out to Australia and said, I want to run around Alfie Langer once. He's done it through with Freeman now. This is John Asser. The conversion attempt, it's a horror, but they lead Eastern Suburbs 4-0. And that young fella will never forget that moment in his entire life. The dive was something else, and it's an Olympic swan dive, that one. Salvatore for East battles his way centre field. They're in the South African half now. This game's come alive. Nigel Gaffey.
Big numbers to the left back here, Eastern Suburbs. 4 attackers against 2 here.
Again now, East with a little bit of room now. Ricketson loses possession though, so the referee says, no sir, you can have it back.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there, Hercus Mahoney diving on a ball. Once one of his players had touched it, he was in an offside position. The quick tap taken. Tony Casado, who's played in the forwards this year for Eastern Suburbs, normally a winger centre.
Brendan Hall over for Eastern Suburbs, and that was just too easy. The South Africans held off him that time and paid the price.
Well, that didn't help Mahoney down injured. They had 1 player out of their defensive line. And here we see very simple Brendan Hall, a couple of defenders there, looking at the outside player. And
yeah, Mahoney is one of their better players too. He scored a try in their first match here. One of the better players. So East convert that one, so 6-4 they lead now. Nigel Gaffey looking after the kicking duties for the Roosters. Well, what a sensational try from South Africa. Young Jacob Steermag with probably the dive of the century. There he is, sideline. He'd be itching to get back out here. So the Rhinos with the ball.
There's the penalty awarded against Gary Freeman for pushing the tackle player down. That was Vandermeer. Now South Africa, with only 1:15 left on the clock, they should just about have the final fling in this first half. That's touched by the Eastern Suburbs player, so it'll be a scrum set, but it will still be a South African feed.
A nice kick too. He was looking for as much distance as he could get, and he got it. It was only 1 metre or so out from the corner post. But he's doing a good job.
Well, tremendous opportunity here.
Coming back, sorry Pete.
Tremendous opportunity for South Africa to lead at half-time.
So the Rhino scooping the ball up, almost losing possession. It goes out the back door. Here's Steermag. Listen to the crowd every time he touch. They'll go up. Now there's the boo.
Yes, the referee's found a knock on there from the scrum base. Just when South Africa were looking dangerous, Steermag getting involved out wide. and all the pressure off for Eastern Suburbs now. Under a minute to go, actually under 30 seconds, so probably 2 or 3 more plays.
The great thing about this too is a coloured player playing for South Africa.
Yes, again, something that we wouldn't have expected 10 years ago. And as sports people, it's a great thing to see South Africa back in the international arena in all sports now. And of course, back at the Olympic Games in Barcelona only last year, magnificent to see their participation once again.
So East now through Orford. And there's the half-time hooter. The score, East 6 over South Africa 4 in a pretty entertaining game. Roosters against the Rhinos. East kicking off very, very deep. So the South Africans have come into this game pretty well so far. They've proved that they've got plenty of pace if they can get around the defence. That's been their problem. But they're prepared to throw it around. No doubt about that. Van der Merwe now with the ball. Defence there from Gaffey, flexing South Africa not too keen about that. It's a good look. Van der Merwe again. Freeman comes up with the ball over for Eastern Suburbs. And the South Africans have got to hold it for 6, Pete.
Yes, you'd almost have a suspicion there that Gary Freeman called for the football. Pass was thrown back inside, gave it away on the 4th tackle. Now Brendan Hall takes the attack inside the 20 metres. Eastern Suburbs would love to score here, extend that 2-point lead into an 8-point one if possible.
Well, this is Murray. See the defence just not there. That's twice now. East have been in that position and just run at the line, and the defence has just not been there.
It looked like they overread the play there, South Africa. Murray, a nice pirouette. Didn't look as though there was that much on for Eastern Suburbs. Pass went from Freeman out to Murray. And then it was just simple acceleration. The inside man for South Africa didn't come up with the tackle. And the outside man was committed.
Here's the kick. Successful. So scoreline now, East 12, South Africa 4, and have got a bit to do. And you pay dearly for any mistake in this game, Peter, don't you? Well, here's a chance now, though, Pete. I'll come back to you.
He'll score.
South Africa, he will get there. Now the defence comes and he gets out and over. Oh, boy. They've come back in the best possible way. Look at the crowd here. They just love it.
I think that's Mark Johnson who scored the try for South Africa, and some ordinary defence. Good work there from Mahoney. Found Johnson in support. I think that's Jeff Orford coming across. He is very quick for Eastern Suburbs, but couldn't hold on in the tackle. And a great fight back from South Africa. Steermag the conversion. It's straight between the posts.
They've got there. So now with 4:44 on the clock, it's 12-10, just 2 in it. It was 2 in at half-time, and they fought back, the Rhinos. This is a much better performance from them.
Yeah, she gave Mahoney a rap early in the game, and he did marvellous work there. Got through 2 tacklers and was able to find a player in support who had enough pace to score. Brendan Hall been very involved for Eastern Suburbs. But this defensive effort overall from South Africa hasn't been too bad.
Steermag, big Salvatore. Freeman now. Freeman chips over the top. Here's the chase. Well, Steermag's got his cash once. Freeman dives for the ball.
It's a try to Gary Freeman. No, it's a knock on. Back to the 20-metre line. Freeman reacts. He's not happy with the call. Actually thought the South African may have got his hand to the ball. There it is. Well, Freeman might have got a touch as well. Yes, he did. Yeah, great decision there from David Manson.
Well, Steermag has certainly showed he's got some pace, Pete. No doubt about that.
He's developing into one of the personality players of this tournament. Did that with one action of scoring in the corner. The crowd certainly warmed to that. Now every time he touches the football, not only looks dangerous, but brings the crowd to their feet.
Here's Assa. John Assa goes all the way, will he?
It's a forward pass.
Oh, no. Look at this. They're going to call him back. He's dead set run 60 metres along the ground. But Noel Barlett, he's not too happy. Flings the ball over the line.
No, it's not forward. I can't run with that. I thought it was a very good ball. It cut out 2 defenders, put Asher into the clear. He ran 60 metres to score the try. I've seen worse passes let go.
Well, he was pretty upset, and listen to the crowd there reacting too. He's come off after that run. So at least if they get away with this, they're going to be pretty lucky, I'll tell you. Freeman will be having nightmares about Steermag because twice they've had a duel in pace, and Steermag's won.
They're not out of the woods yet, Eastern Suburbs. They lead 12 points to 10. They do have possession. Have to make sure that this is a very smart set of 6 here with only 2 minutes to go. A And that's not smart at all. Murray throwing a forward pass, first tackle. South Africa should have the final say in this game.
Beecraft just throwing his head back, couldn't believe it. So the Rhinos still in this with a chance at 2:22 on the clock. Will be fed by Dick Muir. They've got the ball. Here's the chance. Muir goes, puts his boot to it. The chase is on again. It'll roll into touch.
Well, that's total inexperience there. First tackle. Had no reason to kick the football. Plenty of time to score. They needed to work their 6 or their 5 tackles out. If they hadn't scored by then, that was the time for a kick. Not first tackle when Eastern Suburbs had fairly good cover.
So East come away with the ball now, and this is the last throw of the dice of both teams as Tony Casado flicks one out for Ricketson. Ricketson straightens it up, back it comes inside for Brendan Hall. Brendan Hall gets it back for Casado. He's handled twice so far, heads for the line, turns it back again for Brendan Hall. Well, they've just passed between the two of them.
They made what should have been an easy try look very, very difficult there, and again, Steermag was the man in defence who created problems. It was a 4-on-1 situation. We see Ricketson picking up Brendan Hall, looked like he would score. Back to Casado, a big step. He was a chance of scoring. I don't know if that pass was meant for Brendan Hall. It looked more for Ricketson. Hall able to touch down, and that should wrap it up.
So 16 points to 10 Eastern Suburbs. That kick was successful, so it's 18 points to 10 with just 1 minute and 2 on the clock. With the South Africans back with the ball. Freeman scoops it up for Eastern Suburbs. It'll be ball back.
Yes, and they'll feel as though they're a little bit unfortunate, South Africa. Again, I go back to that scrum situation where Muir ran the blind and kicked the football. It was a bad play, first tackle. Only a couple of minutes left on the clock, and they only trailed by 2.
Well, the turning point was the try, wasn't it?
Well, that's right, yes.
I mean, that was a fair try in the replay, but it's no good arguing about what's fair and not fair. The referee said forward pass, and that's how it'll go down. But that cost South Africa plenty.
Well, it was a line ball decision, Darryl. You know, from up here, it's very easy to have a look. Manson looked to be in pretty good position. He has come up with some good decisions out there, but as I say, I've probably seen worse passes let go. And South Africa were pulled back on that one.
So again, they work the ball. Steermag can't handle this time, though. Puts it down. And now the clock really ticking away. Only 6 seconds left. South Africa won't get out of this at 18-10. They're down. Eastern Suburbs will proceed undefeated. And there they go. They feel a bit disappointed, South Africa. A very, very good performance. They're certainly getting better.
Welcome back. Teams qualifying in the first place in each pool will go into tomorrow's Cup quarterfinals. Those who finish second will play for the trophy quarterfinals, and the third place getters will battle it out in the plate quarterfinals. Naturally, everybody wants to finish on top of the pool to stay in the chase for the major prize money. Losers last night, Balmain, need to overcome France and the crowd, who have been very supportive of the overseas teams. Let's rejoin our commentary team.
Paul Sirenen leading the Balmain side out now. Bit of congestion up in the tunnel, however. They're coming on down to play their match against the team from France. Now the Frenchmen are out, and plenty of these Frenchmen have been down here representing their nation in rugby league against Australia. Dumas, Macedo, Chamarin, Sabon, Garcia, Frisson, Cabastani, Toure, Cartier and Aymar. Balmain side, impressive one. Sirenen, Elias, Geyer is not playing in this match. Masella, Smith, Robinson, Davis, Mulvihill, Graham Lyons and Clint Robinson.
Well, I thought they were a touch disappointing last night, Balmain. Even though Manly came up with a good performance to win that match, I thought that Balmain probably had a team capable of taking out this particular tournament. 20-14 losers last night, and they'll be looking to hit back against the French team, who you would think would not pose a great threat for what is a fairly slick outfit.
Benny Elias, the first of the Tigers, met by the French defence. That's Masella. Paul Siranen, they won't like him too much. Not all that keen on tackling the big fast men. Beautiful pass, Will Robinson, but unfortunately it went to ground off the fingertips of Graham Lyons.
Yes, that was a try-scoring opportunity there. Lyons chimed into the back line just at the right time. Beautiful passes on the inside, opened the overlap, but unfortunately Lyons couldn't hold on to the fingertip ball, and French side come up with the scrum win on the halfway line.
Demisdo. Dumas was the dummy half on that occasion. He's a very good player, the blonde-headed fellow. That's him passing now. Kabastani, he toured with him down Australia a couple of years ago. Dumas again. Good passing, but an ill-directed one there, knocked down by the defence from Garcia. Marcella. A bit of panic in the Balmain play, probably not necessary.
A very good tackle there from one of the French players coming across. They've been Shamara coming in the blind side of the Balmain player. We've seen a fairly scrappy opening to this game. Both teams are looking to use the football. There's Dumas getting involved at all times.
Savon taking the legs up, staying in touch. Cartier. Demisdo, Dumas. Toure back for Dumas. Cartier. Inside the 20-metre line. They look okay with the ball, but more often than not, it seems to break down on that final pass. Dumas runs open to Blind. Picks up Cartier. Chip and chase. Cartier and Brian Smith, and Brian cleans it up in the in goal. But still, it was something different, worth a try.
Yeah,
and forcing the line drop out back on the hands of Balmain.
Good piece of play there. Cartier trying to arrive on time. Brian Smith getting back as a good sweeper does. And of course, the good thing for the French team is that they will get possession once again.
Line drop out by former Union international. Had a wretched year with injury he suffered in the city country matches last year. This is Kabastani. Good hands. Inside for Savon. 20-metre line. The ground gridded for this year's sevens, as it will be for the Tooheys Challenge. Dumas away for Demisdo, but he's going backwards in one heck of a hurry. Graham Lyons making the tackle. Lost a good 20 metres in that. Amo. Fresson. Demisdo. Dumas. Knocked back by Will Robinson. 6 more tackles. It's bad play, but nevertheless they've come up with the penalty.
Well, they've had a lot of possession, the French team. Unfortunately, haven't looked like breaking this Balmain line. A couple of passes just going to the wrong men at the wrong time. Dumas really needs to be the first receiver. He's lost that little bit of pace over the years. He's just getting caught a little wide in their attacking forays, and it's breaking down on the fringe of the rucks.
Demisdo taking the tap. Dumas. Played by Shimon. Dumas again, letting a decoy go to the blind side, sweeping it wide, and Savon goes for the corner, gets it in there. Good try by the French.
A tremendous try, that one. He had a lot of work to do there, Savon. Looked as though he was going to be cleaned up by Clint Robinson, who is a very quick player for the Balmain club. There we saw the change of pace. Robinson had to change pace. And a lovely piece of finishing there. Just that half metre made the difference, and did a marvellous job to get inside the corner post there. The French team registered the first points, and it was a very well taken try.
Attempt a conversion was unsuccessful. France leading by 4 points to 0. Sheridan works with Benny Elias. Graham Lyons. Elias again, wrapped up and shut down by Garcia.
Again,
Robinson.
I stress, Ray, Dumas is being caught out on the wing here. And I really don't think he's got the speed. Well, that's a poor pass back inside, and another mistake from the Balmain team. France must make sure they've got their quick men out on their wings, because there's plenty of speed in this Balmain outfit. Fortunately for the Frenchman, Balmain making a lot of mistakes with the football.
Demasdo. Very fleet of foot, this customer. Garcia. Cartier, or Cabastani it was. Graham Annesley in charge of this game, putting a scrum down.
Well, Balmain have got 45 seconds to run in some points in this first half of football. I don't think the French defence has been that good that they shouldn't have been able to register some points. Now we see Will Robinson getting involved, trying to spark something. Brian Smith into dummy half. Good sliding defence from the French team here, but Davis back up the middle.
So Balmain trailing by 4, coming up towards the half-time break. Graham Lyons can see the corner. He'll make it. Graham Lyons played for New South Wales. Went to Penrith for a stint last year, now with the Tigers.
It's been a long time coming, and eventually it was simple hands. Ben Elias found Sirinen on the outside. Graham Lyons, as Ray points out, another change of clubs, looking to impress. He gets the first point. Smith trying to take his team to the front is unsuccessful.
So 4 points all at half-time. Balmain making. Start of the second half, the Tigers and the Frenchman. 4 points all. I was watching them as they went around for the second half. Brian Smith was not at all impressed. He and Paul Sirinen, Benny Elias, they were laying down the law. I guess they were saying, we're really making hard work of this. Here goes the French again. Savon, they won't catch this fellow. 80-metre run by Savon. The French go to an 8 points to 4 lead in. Another 2 still to come.
And you can bet your life that Brian Smith and Paul Sirinen are less impressed now. The dream start for the Frenchman. A couple of Balmain players got caught in defence here. The number 10, Clint Robinson, went in when he had to stay out. The inside man was covered, and that allowed a simple overlap. And a man with speed, Savon, at the whole distance. Lovely try from the Frenchman, and the right place to score them.
And the conversion successful, so they enlarge the lead to 10 points to 4. And let me tell you, there's a couple of Tigers out there that are not very happy boys. Mulvihill, he'll play the ball now. Benny Elias decides to try and do it himself. 15 out from the French line. Paul Davis. Well, they're bumbling their way through this, the Tigers. Mulvihill, Brian Smith. Courageous effort by him. Robinson will score. This is Clint Robinson.
Well, skillful work on 2 parts there. Firstly, Brian Smith keeping the ball alive, batting it over his head. That allowed Clint Robinson plenty of speed. There we see it. Nice play in Robinson. Well, he's got 3 Frenchmen coming across in cover defence and still gets around them to score under the post. And that's just inexperienced, poor play from the Frenchman. They overread the situation, and it's cost them another 2 points.
There's the look on the face of Brian Smith. It's an anxious one. There's the conversion. That's successful. 10 points all, Balmain and France now. Shamara takes it about 5 metres into opposition territory. Dumas, Cabastani, looking to hand it off, but he's coughed up possession, I feel. Scrum will go down.
The amount of errors in this game have certainly helped the Frenchman. It's slowed the play down. Really hasn't allowed Balmain to get any rhythm in their game at all. And it's reflected on the scoreboard. We've seen a couple of shock results in this tournament. I still think Balmain will probably get away with this one. It really has been a poor performance. Take nothing away from the Frenchmen. They've worked and battled hard, and they've taken the opportunities when they presented themselves.
Ball played by Mulvihill, no marker, so he pinches another 10. Benny Elias trails him through, improves it down to the 20 zone.
Only 6 in defence for France now.
Now Sirinen looms on the blind side. Good tackle by Kabastani. 12 metres out from the line. Lyons for Mulvihill. Now for Robinson. This is Smith out wide. Beautiful pass to Davis. Davis goes in for an easy try. Looked a shade forward the pass, I've got to say, on reflection.
It was a very flat torpedo pass. Unusual to see Paul Davis out on the wing. Let's have a look at it. Smith, one side of the line. Might have been a touch forward. But the one thing I will say, it took Cartier, the number 5 for France, 3 plays to get back on side. And that meant a lot of work for the other defensive players. That was his fault. He didn't make the effort. Didn't show the respect to his teammates that he should have.
Smith unsuccessful with the conversion attempt. Balmain leading now by 14 points to 10. First time in the game they've that tiger nose in front. Cartier. Good yards. I must say I'm impressed with this gridding idea that has been suggested for years. It's now been brought into vogue. It can do nothing more than help both the referees and the players. Intercept by the Frenchman. Now he's away again. Savon. Lyons comes at him, but Savon. Viva la France picks up another try.
There's some celebrating being done once again. The crowd like to see upsets. They like to see the underdog successful. And France take the intercept here. Brian Smith, who's had a very good game out there, comes up with the mistake. And Savon, not the first time he's got to the try line tonight. Graham Lyons coming across, couldn't do anything about it. Scrappy play from the Balmain Tigers. This one to put France in front. It did.
Shocking.
There's Alan Jones. Oh, why would you be a coach?
14 all with 1.5 minutes of time remaining. Sirinen putting Paul Davis into a hole. Will Robinson supports. They must, I was about to say they must score. Mulvihill had to go back and pick it up. Robinson waits to get it back. Robinson for the corner, turns it inside, intercepted by Demisdo. He goes down the line, comes to Big Sirinen, and he's put down.
Well, a crackerjack finish to this one. Into the final minute, they got big numbers. Dumas. Oh no, he's hit Shamara with the pass. And for a moment there when the intercept was taken, it was going to be a win to France, but big Paul Sirinen across in cover defence. Balmain will win this one in the final minute.
Smith away and out to Clint Robinson. But he's been taken into touch. I don't believe it. First tackle.
Oh, the desperation. Dumas, I've said he didn't have much speed. He's come up with a great tackle on Clint Robinson.
We're heading for extra time in this one.
I'm not tipping anyone.
We'll be heading for extra time.
That's a great tackle.
First time in the tournament.
17 seconds. They haven't got it against the head.
Demisdo wrapped up by Sirinen.
Final play of the game.
The kick and chase is on for Savon.
And he can hike.
Benny Elias is the Balmain player. 14 points all and the full-time siren sound.
Well, like I said, Ray, France wouldn't pose much of an obstacle to Balmain, and the Tigers will win in the final minute. Let's have some extra time.
Now this tie break, the first thing that happens, they form a scrum. The last team in possession, which was Balmain, they should have the feed.
Which means in retrospect it was a poor play by the Frenchman kicking the football. I wonder if he understood the rules. Again, it concerned Alan Jones with Graham Lyons. If France had have finished the half of football with the ball in their hands, they'd have started with it again. But by kicking the football and Elias cleaning it up, we will see a scrum fed with a Balmain feed, almost certainly Balmain possession.
The first team to score a point becomes the winner. Brian Smith. Benny Elias. Now Davis inside for Will Robinson. Oh, great tackle. Mulverhill, beautifully tackled there. Davis, quick hands for Smith. Now Clint Robinson, and Balmain wins the match. Balmain gets the bye. They will go through to the trophy final, whilst France will finish up in the plate division of the Coca-Cola 7.
The uncertainty of Sevens football certainly borne out in that game. In the end, the favourites got home. Made it look very tough against a very gallant French team who could certainly hold their heads up after that performance.
Welcome back. Plenty of extroverts and extravagance here at the Sydney Football Stadium in the Coca-Cola Rugby League World Sevens. Most of that unabashed flair has come from the visiting nations. Papua New Guinea is certainly not shy when it comes to enjoying tries. Let's see how they go against Western Suburbs. Our callers, Darryl Eastlake and Paul Vorton.
On the side from PNG, Papua New Guinea, they make their entrance now to the Sydney Football Stadium to a huge round of applause from this big crowd here watching the Coca-Cola Sevens. Certainly had a big rise. And of course, out come the Western Suburbs Magpies. Terry Hill leading them out. Here's the West lineup. Carney, Misha, Lidden, Simons, Hill, Willis, Bell, Georgalis, McNeiris and Langmark. And for Port Moresby, PNG, Ben Moidi, Bogey, Emil, Haru, Giffen, Karu, Maviri, Toivita, Uradoc and Mugambi. Referee for this match is Eddie Ward. Expect some fireworks from PNG, Paul Vorton. They'll throw it around. I think they've really grown in stature internationally in Rugby League. Of course, playing a test series here in Australia with a lot of success and won a lot of hearts with it.
Yeah, they love their footy, and this will be a very exciting game, actually. West and the Papua New Guinea side. We're going to see some fine football played.
So West have first touch of the ball. There's a fumbly start there too, as Georgalis, former Eastern Suburbs player, takes it up for Western Suburbs. Brought down around about 28 metres out from his line. Langmack brings it up now. Some heavy defence in from the PNG side. Driving him back, but he hasn't got the ball at this stage. There's Mark Bell now for West. Magpies throwing it around. Terry Hill got some pace. Terry Hill too fast for PNG at this stage. Look at this. The eyes tell the story. The determination is there, and the Magpies score first points here through Terry Hill. Puts it down on West with a cracker start.
Yeah, great try to Terry. Exceptional player, Terry. I think he'll go and represent this year, no doubt about that. And it's a beautiful delayed pass there by Langmack. Drew his man and put Hill into the gap. And Hill just had to run from there. He did that very well. Plenty of speed.
Well, he certainly got some pace because Papua New Guinea, they can run. Let me tell you, plenty of pace out wide, and Terry Hill just left them. So 4-0 from Papua New Guinea. That kick unsuccessful. So now they come back, the PNG team. They have got so much exuberance. They want so desperately to do well here. And they'll use the ball too. There's no doubt about that. They'll throw it around like a hot potato. Uradoc will get up to play it. Along the line. Long looping pass out wide. Uradoc taken down. Sure who's running for them. I'll see if we can pick that up for you. We weren't supplied with here. Him there as he passes it out now. We've got another strange jumper on here on number 19 as well. That's Niffen in 19. Gumby is wearing 40. Ray Warren. Again they attack now, and try time too for PNG. Aha, under the post, PNG improves the position too. That's Emile. Well, they've struck back pretty quickly.
Nice sevens football. They tossed it out one side of the ruck and really spread West out in defence. And when you've got the ball in your hands, the attacking side calls the plays. They spread it back out. They always had the numbers. This quick hands, a nice cheeky little dummy here from Emile, and it's a good try to the PNG side and a simple kick from right in front.
Good pass from Carew too, and there's the kick. They raise the flag, so they lead now. Papua New Guinea leading Western Suburbs 6-4 with 4:08 on the clock. Well, that'll fire them up. It'll fire West up too. West prepared to throw it around too. Trying to set the play up, but can't do so.
Well, that's great defence, isn't it? They didn't get over the halfway line, the Western Suburbs players.
Wayne Simons straightens up. Simons almost gaps him too. Defence comes in and closes in quickly though. West on a roll now. Langman shoots it out through Terry Hill again. Already scored one. Comes on to Mark Bell. They'll take him though down in the corner, but inside the 20 of Western Suburbs. Nice and deep. They run from dummy half though. Terry Hill once again very involved in this match. Already scored a try, and every time he touches looks dangerous. Comes out through Misha. On to Langmack. Turns it back inside to Bell. And Bell gets it down too. Ring-a-ding-ding time for Western Suburbs.
Yes, Bell, good switch of play there by Paul Langmack. They had numbers to the left, but he decided to go on his own back to the other side where the New Guinea defence hadn't really come up, didn't come up both sides of the ruck. And Bell, that's a nice in and away there. And a simple case of just getting through to the fence, and that was too easy.
Two players looking good at the moment. Paul Langmack, also Terry Hill getting very involved for Western Suburbs. Kick unsuccessful. So 8-6, the Maggies over PNG. Big crowd here in attendance at the Sydney Football Stadium, loving every second of the international sides that have been out. They've shown plenty of flair, plenty of dash. And playing with a lot of courage too. It'll be very difficult for them in front of a big crowd here and strange surroundings. Not so much the boys from PNG, they've played test football. But there's been some wonderful matches here today, and more to come of course tomorrow. And you're watching it here exclusively on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Simons gets it away to Darren Willis. Too much defence that time though. Misha calling for the ball. Sets it out wide. Oh, another look at this. Western Suburbs just opening them up now. Again they'll go, and it's try time for the Magpies.
No, it's been called back, Darryl. There's a penalty. A West player held a New Guinea defender out of the line, and so Eddie Ward's called that one back. What's there? It's number 3 holding Toivetta out of the play. Liddon held Toivetta, and this is a penalty. Could have been a try, but this ball hasn't found touch.
Well, McNaris wouldn't be too happy about that. He's going to come back for another go. West now trying to set up and get nice and deep. Now they come across through Simons again. Back inside again. Simons starts to get plenty of momentum going on, but the cover defence comes over through Mabiri. This time it's Willis. Gurjalis is there. Gurjalis is taken down just about probably 10 metres out. So West on the attack again. With Jason Liddon out through Terry Hill. Hill now tries to go around the outside and does it again, Terry Hill. Oh, he's pretty stiff on this match, Terry Hill. Every time he's touched the ball, he's looked dangerous.
He looks fit, he looks quick. He's heading for a big year, is Tezza. And that's the side of the field he likes to run on. He's a specialist down the right-hand side of the field. He likes to drift out that way. Just he's got those little blokes sized up and just straight around them.
And that's the long way round too, and he did it with a lot of flair. Terry Hill having a big game. So is Paul Langmack. He's involved in everything at the moment for West. Horror cricket. kick again. So 12-6 West over PNG, and that concludes the first half. That'll be how they'll go. The Lemons is 12-6 West leading Papua New Guinea. Recommence the second half, leading 12-6. And I must say, enormous crowd here, 22,172. And Paul Vorton, when you add up 8,500 here last night, that's been a tremendous turnout by Sydney for the Coca-Cola Sevens. There's the crowd attendance, 22,172. Yeah,
it's exciting football, and I think the international flavour probably brings in quite a few more thousand people. People like to see the sides from Russia and the US and South Africa go around. It's been a good carnival.
Yes, it has. And of course, the big day tomorrow when the finals and divisions are played, a long floating pass out wide. PNG know that they've got to get on the board pretty quickly here. Loose pass, though. That'll do them no good as Torvetta goes back, picks it up, cleans it up, puts his head down. Too much defence from Western Suburbs in the black and white. Georgialis in there as the marker now. This is a meal. PNG now straight down the centre, and he's gapped him too. Oh, just loses his footing. Bad luck there from Emile. He's got plenty of pace. Almost got through, got up and had another go. Now he looks for support. Through it comes in the shape of Carew, and away they go. Carew, he's juggling. He'll go all the way. Look at the head goes back. Down he goes and does the belly roll. Oh, don't you just love it when they score? Oh, yes, sir. That's the way to do it. Up to the post, and there's life in the game yet.
Oh, what about his hands? Genius hands. Look at this. He comes on the inside, bumble, rumble, and gets it, and away he goes. Give him a 9.5 for the dive and the roll. Sensational.
Doesn't mind the score.
The Vipers, they sting him.
Doesn't mind the score. What's this? This is the juggle. What did you say? A juggle bungle? What?
One of those ones.
Look at the look on the face. He said, I'm here. The arms are pumping, the legs are going, and there it is, the final roll. And that's exactly why the crowd have turned out in numbers. Oh, hits the crossbar and comes back. He'll be filthy on that. So back live now, 12-10. Life back in this game now. No doubt about that. There's the little goose step from Maviri. Nothing to play the ball. Now he pushes and shoves and says, well, I'll take the penalty. And they'll take the yardage too. That start. PNG just trailing by 2. Then Moidi, he's been quite in this match so far. Comes out to Haru. Haru dancing around, looking for support. Comes through now, and this is Wagambi. They play it forward, looking for some yardage. Haru gets it out to Yarandok. Up by McNearus. On a bit of a roll now, but they're at the wrong end of the field, but they're nice and deep. If they can pass quickly, they've got some numbers here. Out they come. They turn it back inside, keeping it alive. Loose pass scooped up nicely, though, by Bogey. Now it goes on to Wagambi.
Oh, well,
puts his head down.
He had the numbers outside Wagambi. Didn't even have a butcher's hook at all. And that was a play that could result in a try.
Bit of an experience there from PNG, but they're busting them again, and they'll go all the way. No doubt about it, Bogey. They love to do the roll. He'll do a bit of boogie. Don't worry about that. The flags are up. This crowd's come alive now.
Nice piece of footwork there from Bogey. Oh, and the roll. Give him a 10 for the roll. That's a better one. Oh.
That's a huge roll. And he stood up. Terry Hill. Oh, don't you just love it when they score? Boy, oh boy. Sensational stuff here from PNG. There's the kick. And it's over, the black dot. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Papua New Guinea, 16, Western Suburbs 12. Well, a boil over. Okay. Misha starts for West. Watch him come back to Maggies. They won't like this. Langmack turns it back inside. Gets it on to Misha. Comes back to Langmack. He's been involved in everything. He's looking for Hill, but Hill was too close to him that time round. Lidden. Tap and goes again. They've made a lot of ground. They're inside the 10. Inside the 20 now. 10 out. Spinning around, looking for some gaps. In comes the defence, slams them down. That's Misha. He's copped a bit in that. Again, they go away. We're so close. Is he there? We're waiting for the referee. Yes, he is. Well, Terry Hill.
In for his third try. He's had a big game. West are lucky he's playing for them. Just barged over. Too strong for the defence.
Puts it down cleanly, Terry Hill. 3 tries in the match. Fantastic performance from him. Oh, got plenty going over the line too. So 16 apiece, the kick to come. Will it just get there? Yes, sir. What a beauty. What a beauty. So they lead by 2. West 18, Papua New Guinea 16. That was a ripper. 18 to 16, 1:30 on the clock, and PNG fight back. Come back through Yarrandock. Now West must win by more than 8 points to win their pool. If PNG win or lose by less than 8, they win their pool, Pool 6. So plenty riding on this, the last minute and a half of this game. Out it comes to Wagambi. Wagambi stepping, showing it. Up comes Niffen. Final minute of play. PNG trying to win their pool. Western Suburbs need to win by more than 8. I don't know if that's possible. Wagambi puts the boot through. The chase is on. The Maggies come up with it.
Yeah, but they've given away possession now, and West have got the last 30 seconds to try and put on a try and get that 8-point lead.
And they know about it too. Don't worry about that. Misha goes down in the tackle. Terry Hill goes from dummy half. He's been the danger man. 3 tries. Have a look at the pace of him. Tries to stand him up. Oh, comes in from behind and slams it up. Hill gets up and goes again. Not too happy about that. The big fella says, come on, turn it up. Give me a fair go. Away they go again. He's got the ball again. I'm not quite sure what's happening.
Well, he pulled him up for getting up off the mark and running. He thought he was held. And Eddie Ward, they've got 6.5 seconds now to try and do something with the pup at the side.
Well, there's only a second left. This will be the final fling at it. Can they score off this? Up it goes. It's probably too deep. The chasers are going to be the bounce of the ball. The Maggies need to get it. Oh, he's come out of the crowds. Let me tell you, he's come out of the crowds, and that's a try. What about the pace of that? He gave him about 30 metres start. And look at the rolls going on.
Have a look at the boys.
He's all over the place.
Oh, what are they on? Get me some of that beetle nut. That's sensational stuff.
They got the corner post. The flags are flying. They've gone mad. He gave him 30 metres start and got him. Sensational stuff.
What's he doing to that post?
Oh, never mind what he's doing with the post. What about the start? Watch this. Look at the gap there. He's given him plenty.
Oh, the bounce of the football. Wayne Simons had a chance. Had a chance to wrap it up there. They all missed it. And in came
down with Ben Moighty.
The boys are happy. Congratulations to them.
Sevens football. Look at this.
And they've won their pool.
Wayne Simons thought he had it covered. Ben Moighty came in from nowhere and just a big dive. And then the place went berserk. They're on a victory lap. They don't want to leave. They're going to stay here all night. They're waving to the crowd. 18-22. PNG over West. Well, that's what the Sevens about. I said to Peter Sterling at the top of yesterday's show, it's the unexpected that you find here in Sevens that makes it such a sensational tournament. The stars of the day, no doubt about that. PNG all getting together with a big team huddle now. Plenty of motion going on. There we go with their version of just
plenty of bulla there.
The haka, whatever you want to call it. Gee, listen to the crowd. They don't want to go home. They're going to stay the night. 22-18 over West, right on the death. The victory lap continues. The celebration goes on.
It's good stuff when a side like New Guinea can come here and win their pool. They'll go through to the quarterfinals now.
The crowd loving every second of it. Well, imagine the memories they'll take back to Papua New Guinea if they even go no further in this competition. They're shaking hands. The supporters are here. And this is what sport's all about. There's plenty of highs and plenty of lows. Tonight they're on the biggest high they can be on at the moment. They're having a great time here at the Sydney Football Stadium. The Coca-Cola Sevens, you're watching it exclusively on Nine's Wide World of Sports.